Hello, folks. Welcome to the Nateland podcast. Today, we're brought to you by Electric makes e-bikes accessible for everyone. Where will your e-bike adventures take you? Go to electricebikes.com and get $100 off any e-bike. We're off to a good start. $100 off any e-bike purchase. That's LECTRIC ebikes.com.
Mizzen and Main. They combine the comfort and flexibility of your favorite athletic wear with the fit and style of a custom dress shirt. Mizzen and Main just turned 10, so they've got great deals running on their site all summer long. Right now, if you go to mizzenandmain.com and use promo code NATE, you'll receive $35 off any regular price order of $125 or more. That's $35 off when you go to mizzenandmain.com and use our promo code NATE.
All right. Life is busy, and your well-being is important. Athletic Greens makes it so easy to get the vitamins you need every day with just one scoop. Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Visit athleticgreens.com/Nate for a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. That's athleticgreens.com/Nate.
There we go. Hey, Bear. Welcome to the Nateland podcast. I'm here with Brian Bates, Aaron Weber, Dusty Slay. Glad to have you back this week. I'm in the audience, not, everybody was here, not y'all. It was a fun week. Vandy, big win. Super excited.
That's
about
the
Vandy.
biggest win I could remember seeing Vandy have. I mean, 62-10 or whatever.
63. Get it right, Aaron.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We're not Notre Dame. Y'all can only get to 62. Dude, it was super exciting. Hawaii was favored, I
No.
believe, right? No.
No,
Okay.
we were slight favorites.
I don't understand how that looks. I thought it looked the other way. But
That's
no
what
one
I'm saying.
expected that. They got up first.
7-0, yeah.
7-0. And then it was like I was having to, I was in Massachusetts and I couldn't get the CBS network. Like I couldn't get it to watch it. And so I was kind of having to follow it because I was doing a show and I was following it all the time. But every time I refreshed it, dude, it was like we just went up. And I've never watched Vandy like that. It was very cool to be. I mean, it was like I would refresh it in like a minute. There was one point where it was like a touchdown, fumble recovery touchdown, then we scored again. And I mean, it was just every time I refreshed, we're 49, 50, and I'm like, oh.
I think we scored 35 points in the third quarter.
Third quarter, yeah. 5 touchdowns.
Third quarter, yeah, 35 points.
Wow.
The third quarter, I just could never not do it. Every time I refreshed was just another one. And I was, man, opening a season like this is just, we don't get that. And I'm super excited about
Go
that.
SEC.
Yeah, go SEC.
And you got a nice stretch here where you could really stack some wins up, dude.
Elon, Wake Forest will be them, and they're ranked. Northern Illinois, Alabama, I think easy.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, hard. No, Georgia, easy.
Yeah.
God, the SEC
Yeah, that'll be a
schedule.
tough run right there. Once you get past
That will
North
be.
Illinois.
But it's the tone was set, which is very nice. We're number one in the SEC right now, and that's huge. I don't see how we lose that spot.
Number 1 offense in the country.
Yeah, like the last 8 games it's like, wow.
Yeah.
What a run.
Yeah. Well, it's the SEC.
Yeah.
And but it's I mean, just super, super fun. I think every SEC team's now got to look at Vandy. They're like, all right. It's not just going to be this easy thing.
Yeah, you're a real team.
We're a team. We're a team, and we're going to be a problem. How do we go undefeated? I mean, probably.
I think so.
I'm looking at the schedule. I don't see where the losses are.
Well, as a traditional Vanderbilt fan, Elon is probably where it's going to be.
So we got one hard game left, Elon. And then after that, it's a cool breeze to the SEC championship. Huh?
I'm pumped.
All right.
I can't wait.
All right. I love it too. It was, welcome everybody. We did, I was in Cough more into the mic. We don't have a cough button, so our theory is to just go directly into the mic instead of maybe leaning back or turning or just they're doing that. It's just
Pulled it forward.
he pulled it. Yeah, he
Almost
goes, guys,
cone
give
it.
me 2 seconds.
Almost cone it.
Guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm about to cough and sneeze, and I thought I would do it this way. We had I had a fun weekend. My last kind of outdoor shows with this weekend, and we were in Toledo Zoo. Great zoo. They showed us around. Harper and Laura were with me. We saw a bear, grizzly bear, very big.
That's fun.
They are big.
Yeah.
They are so big.
In looking at a bear, did you feel like that you could juke it?
I mean, they're so big.
I know Joe Rogan shot that down so fast, but
yeah.
I still got to think. Barry Sanders is not a deer.
I think I'm definitely still giving it a go.
Yeah,
If the one's charging me,
yeah.
I don't think I'm going to stay.
What are your other options?
I don't know. I think I think you got to run straight sideways. That's what I got to think. Because it's like Joe was saying, like it's like a truck running at you. Well, if a truck's running at you and I run straight sideways, maybe at angle kind of backwards, it can't turn.
Yeah.
Not saying it's not going to flip around. Now, a bear, a little more agile than a truck.
Mm-hmm.
But if both case scenarios jumped in front of me, a truck running at me and a bear, I'd figure if one's going to do one, you might have the other.
Yeah.
Imagine that day
Moving
for a guy.
is a good option. In
Moving.
general, yeah. If a
Yeah.
truck's coming at you, you
Yeah.
don't go, I got no chance.
Yeah.
Just stand here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even if he swipes you with the claw, it's like
Yeah.
maybe you can get away.
Yeah. The claws are crazy.
Yeah,
But
it'll
yeah.
hurt.
It'll hurt.
Yeah,
It'll hurt. But I'm not saying I'm not going to try it.
right.
Yeah.
Now, was Eric with you at the zoo?
Yeah.
Okay, someone emailed and said they saw Eric and Harper walking around the zoo together.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay,
yeah.
I guess Eric's the nutritionist, barber, babysitter.
I had to go do sound check, and Harper, they wanted to see the wolves, and I wasn't able to go. So Eric, when they went and the wolves. So I mean, everybody there at the Toledo Zoo, I can't thank enough. They were so cool. We got to do a lot of stuff. We got to feed a lot of animals, and they were just very nice, and that's the fun stuff. You get to take. My daughter gets to go see all this kind of stuff, and so they were awesome, and that venue's awesome. I love these outdoor shows. I mean, we got very fortunate. We never had weather problems. They had a weather problem in Cape Cod where I was, because I was Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. That place is awesome. That venue is like a ballroom kind of type, but it's a awesome place. And we played. Oh, that's what I meant to wear. But we went to a casino. They had an Aces and Eights casino in New Hampshire, and you can go play. We played blackjack, but the money goes to, some of the money goes to charity or something. So you can it's $5 minimum, $10 max, which is it's a pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think anybody can walk up to that table and they feel all right. Can't go too crazy.
Yeah.
And but that place was very cool, and I got a sweatshirt from there. I meant to wear it's on the bus. So, and Vandy won, so I was like, I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
But it was, that place was great. And then Cape Cod, the Melody Tent, it's in the Round, and which was nice. My special's in the Round in Phoenix, so it was nice to kind of be able to do that before the special. And that crowd was all of them are just so pumped. It's been so nice. So everybody that's come you're the best. You're the best.
Did you make it to the Wilson County Fair?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did make it to the Wilson County Fair. Wilson County Fair is great. It's if you're here in Nashville, go to the Wilson County Fair. It's awesome. I love a fair.
Does Davidson County not have a fair?
They used to have the Tennessee State Fair, but now they just joined with Wilson
They
County.
just couldn't compete.
Wilson County's just doing it right,
Mhm.
And so they're just like, look, we can have it. They have a Williamson County Fair. I've been to that one, and it's and it's fine. It's
What
fun.
makes the fair so great?
I like that's my all that fair food is like the best.
Okay.
It's like
I like a funnel cake.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
funnel cake. I get the walking taco with that's in the Frito
Right
bag.
out of the bag. Yeah.
I mean, that's maybe my favorite thing I've ever eaten, and it's just very fun. It's all there in the bag. Funnel cakes. You know, the kids are riding the ride. You're getting to watch them ride the ride. You're talking them into riding the ride. Like, you know, I don't know. Harper did good. She rode a lot of stuff that we didn't think she would ride, and then all the nieces and nephews. They ride everything. So it's I think a fair is just, you know, it's almost like maybe it's the last thing that doesn't feel corporate or something.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if that's the feeling of it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, I know it's like sponsored, but it's sponsored by it's not sponsored by, you know, Coca-Cola or something. Like
Mhm.
it's sponsored by all the local kind of stuff. It's like run by the local stuff. It's like everything in the world has to be so perfect. Commercialized or like been perfect with rules and all this kind of stuff. And it's a fair is the last kind of like, there's a little loosey-goosey going on.
Yeah, a little
out there.
renegade
Yeah.
place
A
here.
little renegade.
You don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything's going to go wrong, it might go wrong out there.
A lot of people on probation working at the fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, my whole family works there, and
There you go.
Exactly.
that's why some loosey goosey might happen because
Yeah.
you never know. My
Yeah.
sister volunteers, was there every day, loved it. They
Yeah.
do it just for the free tickets to get.
Oh yeah.
She'll work a 12-hour shift to get $5 off
Yeah.
a ticket. But they love it. My mom won a car at the Wilson County Fair one year.
Really?
All
Yeah.
right. What kind of car?
Buick LeSabre.
Okay.
Oh,
They had
That's
girl-
a fair car.
yeah.
She had to choose. Like there was like 5 cars that different dealerships put up, and then they have a drawing, and they called her number the very first time, and thousands of people try to do this, of course, and she won.
Wow.
What year?
This was like 10 years ago. I don't know. 10
She still have it?
She just got rid of it recently.
Yeah.
Um,
I had a 1982 Buick, let's say, where I drove for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, big car.
Did you win? Did you lose something?
Well,
You lost in a
I
fair?
lost my other car and
What did you say?
to a car accident, and then my mom just had this one laying around.
Oh, yeah. Trailer. Y'all have multiple cars.
Yeah, it was just
Took the cinder blocks out from
you had to get
underneath
the
it.
carburetor worked
Is
on.
trailer
but-
park's probably the most cars around? There are a lot of cars.
Yeah,
a lot
there
of
is a
backing
lot of
out,
cars.
park over here.
You
You got a lot of moving.
Well, you got multiple people living in one trailer, you
Yeah.
know, and they all gotta. But sometimes people don't have cars because they don't have a license, so you'll just see them sitting around on their steps. having
Where do you park
cigarettes.
at?
Well, you park in the driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
or the backyard, anywhere on the grass.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of grass. We had a real sandy yard.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's hard to mow a trailer park yard too, isn't it? Because
Is
again,
it
you
more
go-
of
because
a-
of a lot of trash laying around.
it
and
more
you
of
never know,
weed eated?
might kick up
A
something.
lot of weed eating.
Yeah, you can weed eat a yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really need
I don't know.
a lot of lawnmower.
Yeah.
You weed eat it, but also we had stuff lying about
Yeah.
that you would
Gnomes.
Yeah, yeah. We had a sand. During the Desert Storm War, I had a sand yard, so it was like really set up for all my Desert Storm army men that I had. I mean, it was great.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
our own little thing going on
Yeah.
out there. GI Joes and
You would
bunkers.
play to the war that was happening.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
he'd
Yeah.
reenact it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So right now, I mean, this would be, Russia, Ukraine.
yeah,
And you'd really be giving it a go.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, it'd be a great time out there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what the terrain looks like.
That's
I
true.
don't really know what Ukraine terrain looks like.
Yeah.
It's tough
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
Tough to build a city out of the.
It was
trailer
easy
park
when
yard.
that one was.
Yeah, because you're just sand, and I was like, well, I already got that going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
My
Here we
trucks
go.
are the same color as
Yeah,
this. Yeah,
yeah.
it was really.
I mean,
a lot of
yeah.
fun.
I bet you hated when that war ended.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
luckily it lasted for quite a while. So
yeah.
you got enough play out.
Yeah,
of
by
it.
the time it ended, I joined the army, and
Yeah.
I mean, I never got in, but I did join. And
Did you join?
I did join. I got
Oh,
arrested.
did we talk about this? Or yeah,
Mhm.
did we?
I think maybe a little
Yeah.
bit. We
This-
didn't go into too much detail.
Well, it goes well with the college episode of today because
Yeah.
after I dropped out of college, I joined the army
Okay.
and then didn't get in.
All right. Well, we're talking about it when we get to the college episode. What was it about the fair? Yeah. So you had that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you guys had ever won anything. I mean, maybe not a car, but anything in general. Just you've been picked.
No, I've never won anything like that. I was trying to think of if I had.
Even a contest of free donuts or.
Mm.
I didn't mean to because of you. Just
Yeah.
You don't have to think so big.
Did you win? Well, those are all words that he. Have you won a free donut contest?
You enter a lot of donut contests.
You
right?
win a free donut contest with yourself, and you just go buy the donut. You wake up every morning. You go, God, well,
I win.
You go. You put your number behind your back. You go 1. You go, oh, free donuts. Have you won anything?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I've won something, but nothing really comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing so big that I was like, I've done some scratch offs here and there back in the day, and I might have won $5 or so. But
How many times do you think you've been on the local news?
well, not. I mean, for comedy, a few times.
Yeah.
But, they never really
not-
featured me on anything growing up.
Oh, okay.
There was a tornado that went through my dad's town, and my dad got on the news.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
fun.
yeah. So my dad got on there. That was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
That's fun.
His neighbor was on there crying, and then my dad, was making fun of him a little bit.
He goes, come on, give me a break over here.
Yeah. I mean, because my dad had insurance. That guy
Yeah.
didn't have insurance, and
Oh.
that guy's crying about his fence. And my dad was like, "Hey, you win some, you lose some."
It's the right attitude.
Yeah.
I like that attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some stuff happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
All right.
I was with Henry Cho Saturday in Crossville, Tennessee, and last night I was in Murfreesboro at New Vision Baptist Church doing date night with Brian Bates, just for
Whoa,
couples.
what's
so
that all about?
Wow.
It's just a couples thing. They're couples ministry, so I was performing. They called it date night with Brian Bates. Some people were really disappointed, but it was a fun time.
Did you just do
Disappointed.
stand up?
Yeah,
Disappointed because they wanted to go on a date with you, and then
Yeah.
they found out you're just doing comedy.
yeah.
All right.
So it was like a couple. So it was, like couples. So date night, like wife, husband come out,
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah.
For to kind of launch their I guess couples ministry or something.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Yeah. That's cool.
I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Looney Bin. Had a lot of people come out. That was fun.
Oh.
I wish I had a more interesting thing to talk. The shows were all great. I was expecting some of them to be awful. And I was sitting in the back dreading them, and they were all pretty nice.
Yeah.
Some people got kicked out,
Yeah.
but that was before I got on stage, so it was smooth sailing for me.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, it was a great weekend.
There you go.
I'd like to say I was at the Looney Bin years ago, the Tulsa Looney Bin, and every time you take a shower or a bath, the condo would get like all flooded.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And I told the manager about it, and he goes, "Yeah, that happens."
yeah.
And so I asked Aaron, I was like, "Hey, was the floor still doing that thing?" And he was like, "Yeah." So for years, it's just flooding every weekend. I
So
mean,
when you take a shower,
It's just there's a patch of carpet that's just wet.
in the
Oh.
kitchen, it had the square
Yeah.
tiles, and you would step on one, and water would come up from in between the cracks.
so it's leaking from underneath somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just shocked that that's still happening.
Yeah. Is it a condo?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
house.
How is it?
It's not bad.
Yeah, the
Besides
house
that?
is not bad. Besides that, yeah,
Besides
Yeah.
probably real structural damage to the
Yeah.
house in that way.
mold and breathing that in.
It is pretty nice.
Other than that,
Yeah, it's a
solid
good time.
stay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I went to Naples, Florida, off the hook. It was great.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people talk about that club in a negative way, but I had a great time. It's very fun.
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
When I went down to Naples. Naples is a cool spot. It's like, I think it seems like older people go there and stay, but I think Naples is a great place for retirement,
Yeah.
and that's why it's, a popular spot.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird mix of people. I mean, you got, but it was great. I mean, the audience was like, one show was like very old. And that was one of my favorite shows of the weekend.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of shows for old people in Charleston, South
Yeah.
Carolina. And so I like it. If I see it's all old out there, I just kind of like get into like grandson mode.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I got to be respectful to these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great attitude to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a show with Dusty. This is a few years ago in Egg Harbor, Wisconsin, for a bunch of old people.
Yeah.
They were very old, and Dusty was not having fun.
I did not like them.
It was the least fun I've ever seen him have during a show. And he gets to the point where he's going to do his merch pitch. And I'm in the back watching Dusty. He just picks up his shirt and looks at it. And he goes, "Nah." I was howling laughing in the back. That was the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
I got off stage and the guy had my check. I don't think he was like, "Oh, I know you're upset. Here's your check." He just had it ready, and I just grabbed the check, and we beat people from the show out to the parking lot.
You were gone.
I mean,
That's a funny one. That's a fun one that when you just get off stage and you're gone. I love the interaction. Like the whole night, everybody's kind of got their own separate. You all just want to get to the car and go.
Yeah, we want to get out of there.
the room was too well lit, so you could really see people. So I could just see people not enjoying themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like it was a bomb, but it was like quick laughs, and I just hated it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but I hated it.
What's your hat? Aaron Weber's.
Oh,
hat.
this is the Augusta pimento cheese.
Minor league team.
Yeah, it's their minor league
Oh,
team.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's their name? The Augusta Pimento Cheese?
Well, these minor league teams do alternate jerseys with like a food that's relevant to the city.
Okay.
So I guess Augusta, Georgia.
Pimento cheese. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
pimento
Masters.
cheese because the Masters. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Pimento cheese sandwiches.
Oh,
It's a lot of fun.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun. All right. Let's start off with you guys' comments. Richard Gatling. Nate going on a rant about the gap year. Sorry, I'm doing the mic. Nate going on a rant about the gap year and then proceeding to change his mind is the reason I listened. This podcast was right on the money line.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, nailed it. Linda Vetters. This was the most Nate way to do a college episode by not finishing it.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
that's a good,
Yeah.
good little
Yeah.
slam there.
Yeah, there is no part 2 in real life. Dustin Gaddis. Just for the record, there's no such thing as a 3-sided pyramid.
That's interesting.
I guess because it would be 4-sided.
That should be 5-sided.
Oh. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know. Did we say there was a 3-sided one?
Yeah, we kept calling it a 3. We were talking about triangles, but we
Triangles.
kept calling it a pyramid,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
are two different things.
That is true.
because there's no way for it to be 3-sided. You could do 3-sided.
You could, but there still be you got to count the bottom too. So,
Well, that's
Well,
the
we're
bottom.
getting
That's
into-
not really
yeah.
a side.
Yeah, then what are we doing?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the side is
Yeah.
is the side, and then the
okay.
That's
there's a
a
bottom.
sounds like a college thing.
Yeah,
back
I
then.
think
like
so.
The people that built the pyramids, like, well,
Somebody-
it's got 3 sides to it. Then someone that did nothing goes, technically the bottom's a side.
somebody
You
coming
go,
in saying
"Oh,
technically.
technically
Yeah.
the bottom's a side. You go, okay.
Well, only if it's turned upside down or flipped over.
That's why that guy didn't have to carry any of the bricks because he's smart like that. Amy Copeland. Whenever Nate talks about his 17 on the ACT, I think about the quote, "Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. There are many different kinds of intelligence, and you guys are certainly comedy geniuses."
All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Amy.
If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. You got to ask fish that.
So for you,
I'm
climbing
the
a
tree.
tree is
I'm the tree.
math and reading.
No, I think I'm the tree, and the fish is everybody else. And
Oh, we're all trying to get to your level.
You just completely,
I just
completely
go,
misread the metaphor. So yeah, I'm the tree.
so I'm the tree. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It's beautiful,
The
Amy.
fish is math and reading, and I'm the tree.
Amy's at home pulling her hair out right now. Like, no, you idiot.
Amy, you're something special. Yeah, no, the tree would be the math and reading. If you judge me by that, probably some other stuff. Pyramid thing.
A lot going into that tree.
Yeah, there's a lot
It's a
in that.
big
Yeah.
tree.
I think the
How many sides are
ACT
on
was
the
right
tree?
on the money.
Yeah. Hunter Grafe. The national average for the ACT is 20.3, not 18. I'd like to see Aaron actually score after a comment like that.
Wow. Yeah,
Let's
let's
see.
see the actual scores.
Mm.
Let's see some proof here.
Let's see it.
I have a hard time believing Hunter knew that number off the top of his head. He looked it up, found out the exact number, and then presents it as, "You idiot, you didn't know." I mean,
I also agree with that.
yeah, that's true, but I also did confidently say it was 18, and that was wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet he could think it wasn't 18.
For sure.
Why
And then
else
he
would you
looked it
look?
up.
But then you got to look up the specific number. There's no way he knew it was
Yeah.
20.3.
Yeah, but he's like, it's more than 18.
But
What's the highest score? What did we
a
determine?
36 is a perfect
Oh,
score.
okay. And the national average is 20, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Good thing I didn't take it.
Yeah. It's not meant for everybody.
Yeah, I think it costs money to take.
It does take.
And I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing that.
and a
I
lot of these
remember
kids
that.
now, they're taking classes to learn how to take those tests.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
never
yeah.
got that.
Neither one of my parents were like, you should take the ACT.
Yeah.
They were like, I don't think they knew what it was either. They were like, what, $40? Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I never took the SAT because I knew I wasn't leaving Tennessee. Because the SAT is for out of state, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? I
Yeah.
don't think I ever took the SAT either.
I thought the SAT was something we took every year.
I thought the ACT. I thought it was like your last 2 years or something.
Wasn't the SAT like a Scantron? Multiple choice?
I think
That
they're
is
all
a
multiple
type
choice.
of test. you can
Standardized
take.
testing.
Standardized testing. Scantron is literally the sheet of paper that you fill out and then it reads it through a machine. You take the PSAT when you're a junior, usually, the pre-SAT,
I didn't
and then
take that.
senior year you take the SAT.
I felt like
think-
in middle school we were taking an SAT of sorts.
We took
And
you
you
can
sat
take the
down.
ACT in seventh grade.
Yeah.
You can take the SAT in 7.
You can take a lot of kids will take the ACT in 7th grade to just like, I don't know why,
just to see where they're at.
just to see what's going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But those are just yearly standardized tests. Those aren't the college admissions tests.
We had to take some aptitude tests one year. We were all in the performing arts center of the school, and like the Army was there for some reason, and they were like, yeah, all right, you don't have to take this test if you don't want to, but you have to come up here and sign a thing. And so this girl, I remember, Rebecca, she came up, she went up first, everybody cheered for her, she signed her name, and then like just everyone started going down there and signing up. And then they were like, all right, actually you do have to take it. Like, I guess they didn't expect people to say no to it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, you do have to take it. So we all had to take it. And it was something to like tell us what we're supposed to be or whatever.
Do you remember what you got?
I don't remember. I don't. I was excited about it. I was like, oh, good. Finally some direction.
Yeah. Yeah. You get to know where you want to go.
Yeah. But I don't know that anything came out of it. I think it was all like, you should join the Army.
Yeah. It's leaning Army pretty
Right,
heavy. bro.
Pretty
right,
heavy.
Right.
You have to do something spectacular to not get
Yes.
Army.
Yes.
When the
exactly.
Army's in the one doing it.
Yeah.
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 Like you have to juggle. Like if my dad went up there, he'd be like, I see a magician.
Yeah.
You're the only one. He goes, don't mention it. If anybody asks, say Army. Say we said Army.
Yeah.
But
But get into
do
magic.
Kyle Yarber. Aaron incorrectly identified Notre Dame as the first to perform a forward pass in a game.
That's such a funny comment. I mean, he didn't provide any other details. It was literally just Aaron was wrong about this.
I think he provided a screenshot
Okay.
where he Wikipedia'd it. I think Notre Dame was the first team to really perfect it,
Yeah, well, that's what we're talking about.
but it wasn't the
you know?
first game. Now, you said invented, I think, last week.
These
Yeah.
comments seem
Well-
to really be coming at Aaron here.
Yeah,
You know,
there's a lot more I left
Well,
off.
listen,
Yeah, you bring the education to the table. You know?
it's like, did Henry Ford invent the automobile? No, but did he? I mean, yeah, kind of. He's the first guy to really do anything good with it. That's what we are to the Ford
Yeah, Henry Ford
pass.
probably killed a guy that invented the car. you
Well,
know?
we're
Yeah, isn't Tesla? That's like Tesla. The whoever Tesla is. Didn't
Tell
he
us the
do-
truth, Dusty. What's going on?
well, I
there?
don't know, but
Yeah.
whoever invents a thing never really gets the credit. You know,
Yeah.
somebody comes on and goes, "Oh, that's cool," and then here's $10. Get out of here.
and they whack you in the head
Yes,
and they
exactly.
steal your idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry Ford, did he kill someone? Aaron, go ahead.
He probably did. Notre Dame, actually, a lot of Notre Dame's traditions are like that. There's play like a champion today, which I'm sure you've heard of, that sign. We weren't the first school to do that.
Who did that?
It was Oklahoma, I believe. They had a play like a champion today sign.
Yeah.
And we took it and we made it iconic. That's what
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah,
Take
every
people's
good
ideas
idea,
and do the
take it,
best.
make
Take
it
people's
better.
ideas and do better things with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jokes.
Like jokes.
Yeah. You don't have to waste your time creating.
No, why do that?
Yeah. You're marketing.
That's right.
Yeah.
We don't create the product, but we
Mhm.
will deliver it to the
Mhm.
world.
Yeah. Who did this so no one knows the Ford Pass school?
No, it was some very small school. I can't remember the
I think
name
it
of
was
it.
SLU, St. Louis University.
That sounds all right.
And they don't even have a team anymore. So it's like, well,
Yeah.
it's like if you steal the jokes from a comic who's died. Like, who
Yeah.
cares?
Who cares?
Right.
Exactly.
But they were
You're
still
almost-
alive when they stole it.
Well, I
This
mean,
is like 2 years
we
later.
What
can't
if that's
go-
why they killed themselves?
Yeah.
we can't go back in time.
That's true.
We have to live in the present.
All right. Maverick Pitchfork. Ooh. I hope that's a real last name.
Even slew is like death in the past, right?
Wait,
We
what-
slew you.
I don't think it is.
It's like
As-
past
as a
tense
word?
of slay.
You say that's the past tense of your last name?
Yeah,
They were
slew.
slewed.
They were slewed.
Oh, they were slewed.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
What happened to them? They were slewed.
Destined to be slewed with a name like that.
Sounds better than slayed. Because what would you say? What happened? They were slayed last night.
They were slain.
Slain.
Yeah.
They were slain. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of. Remember 10 years when that family was sloon?
Yeah, I like that.
It's like that. Yeah. Maverick Pitchfork. Just saw Aaron in Tulsa. I bet it's a real name. Just saw Aaron in Tulsa. I thought it was hilarious when Aaron mentioned that he hosts a podcast with Nate Bargatze and didn't even mention Briar Patch.
Well, I think it's hilarious that Maverick didn't even mention Dusty. So
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I'm trying to sell a shirt that
Oh.
says Aaron Land on it. And I said, has anybody heard of Nate Land? And one person woos.
Ooh.
I'm not going to turn it around by going, well, Brian Bates is on it.
Yeah.
Now have you heard of it?
Yeah. You do the Hulk Hogan, and everybody's like, all right, okay.
I was trying to figure out what Briar Patch was.
that's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't even capitalize your name.
Yeah. He's a long time listener, so I'm
He
sure.
did lay me out there. Yeah,
Matt
that's true.
Lazzari. Dusty with the best line of the episode, grants are just scholarships for being poor.
Yeah,
There
Yeah.
it is.
it is true though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, congratulations.
Yeah. Like, all right, we know you can't help it.
Yeah.
Get in here.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is nice. It's a good name. Grants. Like a grant sounds good.
I got like a half grant, because I sent in my my mom's W-2 or whatever. And then they wanted my dad's, and my dad, he does better, but my parents are divorced and my dad was not going to pay. And I'm like, well, why do you want that? He's
Yeah.
not helping.
Yeah.
That's what my dad did to me. My dad goes, all right, I'll pay for half of your tuition. If you get in, you sign up, I'll pay for half. So I went and got this Pell Grant that paid for half. And I told my dad, I go, hey, I got half. He goes, all right, well, you come up, now that you've got that grant, you come up with the other half of the remaining, and then I'll pay that. So I was like, oh, I just came up with half. You keep coming down on the money.
Yeah.
Do you really want me going to college? I mean, what's happening here?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You figured it out. And then he saw through it.
He's like, well, that's not your money.
Yeah.
So,
He should have said, I'll pay for it all if you finish it. I'll reimburse you.
yeah, well, he knew better.
He knows his son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Angie. Nate, who filmed the pilot based on his life, said about the bodyguard, I just don't care about his life. Show me the bodyguard stuff. I don't want to listen to your phone calls with your wife while going to the grocery. Solid point. Yeah. It makes sense. But I think it's like it's when I want action.
Yeah.
I just want the action.
Sitcoms are different.
Yeah. I'm not putting sadness in my pilot that went nowhere. Carlin Holder. Nate, would love to hear you talk about some of the people that were in your community college classes with you. I'd bet the money line that you had some funny interactions. I don't remember. My buddy P, Jeremy, he went with me.
To Vol State?
Yep. And our buddy Phil P left Jeremy. His nickname's P. Just so if anybody hasn't heard that, me say that. I remember one time P was always very on time. He wanted to be on time. And he was like, it's who I lived with. I mean, we lived in Western Kentucky and all that. But one time our buddy Philip, he's meeting at our house, my house, and we would drive to Vol State. And so P's like tells Philip, he's like, be there at this time. And I mean, if P would always, did I tell this story? Or,
No, it's funny you're carpooling to college.
oh, yeah.
I don't know
Well,
why.
it's community college.
All right. It's
Yeah.
just funny to me.
Oh, we'd go to college. We'd go hang out at my house after. We eat Tostina pizzas when we got home. I mean, I love them. And so P would always wear his watch on the upside down, like on the inside, so you
Oh.
look at that. And so he's like, we were leaving at 7:30 a.m. Whatever, I'm making up time. And he goes, you got to be there at 7:30. And so it hits 7:30, and he goes, Philip's not here. So we pull up my driveway and go to the stop sign, which is the next house down, and we see Philip's car there. And then P just goes, well, I told him 7:30, and then just drove off.
Wow.
Yeah, and left him. And Philip had to just laugh about it because it was just, I mean, I was like telling P, I was like, he's right there, though. We just could wait 1 second. And he goes, no, he's got to learn.
Right.
And then,
So he just Philip drove on his own the whole way.
yep.
I love it.
I kind of
Yeah.
respect it,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, P set the tone.
It's like the next week you would have been 2 minutes late. Then the next
Boom.
week would have been 5 minutes
P
late.
saw it coming a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
And so he set the tone.
This is when I would run shows in town. It was always the battle of like, do we start on time or do we wait until people are there?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you don't start on time, then the next time they know it starts late. And then they'll just keep getting there later and later. It's like, we got to just start on time.
Yeah.
And I respect it.
But you're talking about with comedians, the
Yeah.
open mics.
Yeah.
Yeah, showing up. Yeah, not like an audience. I mean, you're waiting for an audience, but
It's like we got to start, even though it'll be a better show in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We got to start right now so
Yeah.
people will know.
hey,
Hey,
This is
the
when
show
this-
won't start on
don't
time.
reward the late audience members.
Exactly. Yeah.
mhm.
I was doing a club though one time, and it was so low. This was years ago. The attendance was so low, and it was above a restaurant that the club was like, "Oh, there's a table downstairs there's like 20 people. They have a reservation here at the club. We're gonna wait till they're done eating to start the show
Yeah.
because they would made up so much of the audience."
Yeah.
And it was like that's when you feel pretty unimportant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're finishing up their meal, so we'll wait.
Well, and it's just like whoever.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's not, you're like, oh, is that the mayor? You're like, no, we don't even really know who he is.
Yeah.
yeah.
But he's got a lot of people.
They have 20 tickets.
They have 20 tickets.
And that's going to make a big difference in this show.
Yeah. And they know they won't start. Yeah, that's interesting.
I tried running one open mic. It was the worst one in town at the
The hotel?
I can't even think of the name.
Maxwell House.
Yeah, Maxwell House Hotel. Dusty came
Oh, I did come, yeah.
maybe once.
I think Dad did. Did I do it?
Your dad did it.
Yeah.
You stopped in once just to look at it. But
He walked in, looked around. I'll see you later, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was just me and Brian standing there. And I go, all right.
and there was always more comics than people in the audience. But we did a show once and there was nobody there. So we were done like after 50 minutes. And then this group of people came walking in. They're like, oh, we're just here for the show. And you guys are done? So they sat down and we just did it again.
Yeah.
Everybody just started over. We all did our sets again, this time for an actual audience.
Oh, that's
That's
great.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a rehearsal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then do the show.
Yeah.
Everybody do the same material. They bring it. Or you bring it more.
Yeah. We didn't bring it much the first time.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah. Alex Karnick. Funner is not a word. I say funner. I'll probably say it all the time.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I'm looking it up now. There are lots of historical examples of people using the word funner or funnest.
Well, I think it's interesting that people, like, who decides what a word is?
Well, I Googled, is funner a word? And the things I read said yes.
I mean, who decides? If people are saying it, then it's a word.
Yeah, but if it sounds, it's like it does sound like it's not a word. It sounds like saying, Pacific instead of specific, or like.
Well, that's just completely incorrect.
or
Yeah.
supposedly instead
But
of supposedly.
But
you know?
Pacific is
I
still
don't
a
think
word.
it's that. I don't think those are good examples.
I think they're pretty good examples where it's like, yeah,
You're
it just sounds
saying-
bad.
It sounds like saying
Strategery?
schmanana instead of banana.
Yeah,
You're like,
right.
oh, yeah, I guess that is the same.
Like strategery, a word that you say at first funny and then it just becomes a real word.
strategery is a good example. Yeah. But that's not a real word at all. Right?
But over
But you're
time, it
like-
might become.
It might
But
become-
sometimes it's not more fun. It's funner.
It's funner.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean? This is funner. It's not
funner than more fun.
Yeah. More fun than what? This is funner.
Yeah. You having more fun? I'm having a lot more funner.
Yeah, if you mean this is funner, then yeah,
Yeah.
I am having more fun.
Here's what Merriam-Webster says. The fact that funner and funnest exist does not mean that you should use them without expecting that it will strike some people as peculiar.
Ooh, name Alex Karnick.
Yeah.
So this is exactly, Alex does not care for it.
This struck him as
Mhm.
peculiar.
Yeah. He sat there, he put his pipe down and goes, wait a second.
Yeah.
His glasses down.
It's monocle.
Yeah.
His monocle.
He's
off.
like, Bethany, come here. He called his wife in. They rewind the record player. He somehow has this podcast on a record.
on vinyl.
Yeah, on vinyl. I don't even know how, but Alex is crushing. And he goes, sit with me for a second. He goes, did they just say funner? That's not, I found that word peculiar. Is that how you say peculiar? Peculiar.
Yeah.
That's peculiar.
If you write them in a term paper, expect to receive disappointed sighs
Mm.
and underlined corrections in equal measure from your teacher. So this is an interesting thing. They're saying, look, it is right, but it sounds like it's wrong, so just pretend it's wrong.
Yep, that's how we got where we're at.
Living in a world of make believe out here.
Yeah. Just don't cause trouble. Just do what with it. That's like, that'd be a teacher that just is like, just do what it says on the paper.
hmm
I don't care.
Yeah.
And if you went and said, but it says in this that we can use that word, they'd be like, I don't know.
And they're like, listen, you can, but people will think it's peculiar. And don't tell them you took my class.
Yeah, and don't. And you go, all right, well, I'm not having any more fun anymore.
This is not my funnest class.
Yeah. I wish you were funner. That's what I would say. when I say,
Yeah.
I wish you were funner. Okay, that's enough. Ezra Lerner. With college football season here, I was curious which parts of Tennessee roughly root for Vandy versus UT versus Memphis, in addition to 3 schools' home cities. What?
I think he means addition's not the right word there. I think he means like regarding like
Oh,
Tennessee. I mean Nashville, Memphis, Knoxville
yeah. Well, Tennessee is probably the most
by far
by
Yeah, for
far.
sure.
And then I would say Vandy's second.
over
Or
Memphis.
Yeah, but I would think so.
Yeah, I grew up a Vandy fan. I couldn't get in Vandy because of the money or the grades, so I went to MTSU. Had a great time. And I want to mention this shirt. Some folks run Lightning's Locker Room, the bookstore at MTSU.
Oh.
They sent me this shirt about 2 years ago, and so they probably either don't work there or stopped listening to the podcast. But I want to thank them
Yeah.
for sending this to us. But everyone at MTSU when I was in college was a Tennessee Vols fan. It drove me crazy. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm very supportive of whoever the home team is. I'm like, come on, guys, we're MTSU. And they're like, nah, we're Tennessee fans. They would wear Tennessee stuff. So growing up, I was just a Vandy fan, and I was the only one because I didn't know Nate at the time. Then I went to MTSU. Everybody's still a Tennessee fan because
Mhm.
that's when they were really good. I was there when
Late 80s.
Yeah.
82, 84, solid season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
82 to 84.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was dating a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I was there right before like Peyton, and when Tennessee was really good. When Heath Schuler, remember him?
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah. Johnny
anyway.
Majors.
yeah. So who was? I know Vol State had a serial killer. Did anybody else famous come from Vol State? I googled famous people from Vol State. And just had your picture.
Does
Did
it?
really?
Yeah, like well, there's not just you, but
I don't know. My buddies a lot of them played baseball. Their baseball team was very good.
I think Billy Wayne Davis played at Vol State, didn't he? Baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this? A student? Yeah. I mean, it isn't even. Where did you see me?
It
Uh,
wasn't Wikipedia. It was just famous people from Vol State.
Under images.
Oh,
Famous
maybe.
people would. Well, was there one that
We'll
just
see
said
if they-
famous people who attended Vol State? Right there,
Where?
the one in the middle.
who
No,
attended
this is community college.
Oh
You doing all right, Brian?
no, I can't read.
Yeah.
Well, I found it.
Okay.
Who was the most
Dolly Parton. She went to a community college. It looks like. Maybe
All
not.
right.
Nope. I don't know if she did.
A lot of famous
All
people
right.
did go to community college. I looked that up.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah,
all
because
right.
that doesn't work out, and then you're like, well, I'll try something else, and then
Yeah.
fame works out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you could almost say most. I wonder if there's more famous people that went to no college or community college
I would think so.
because they got to. Because you got to go whatever you're trying to do to become successful. You got to start it soon.
We say most famous people are actors.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
Or
so.
athletes.
It's the highest concentration. Yeah.
Yeah, but you wouldn't count athletes because that's like a lot of them go to college to play. So that's
Yeah, but a lot of them, baseball right after high school. A lot of them don't go to college at all.
yeah, but I'd imagine way more go to college.
Probably.
And
These actors never go to school though.
yeah,
So they don't even go to school when they're kids.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, Ruth went to Stanford, and she has a yearbook, which we never had in college, but her freshman year yearbook in her freshman class was I was flipping through it. Tiger Woods,
Wow.
Reese Witherspoon, Fred Savage, the kid from Who's the Boss? I can't remember his name. The guy from the show This Is Us. It's like a who's who of
Wow.
wow,
just people in her freshman class.
wow.
That's amazing.
So maybe they do go. I don't know.
Danny Pinturo, yeah,
Danny Pinturo.
either Harold or Kumar. I think it's Kumar.
Oh, okay.
One of those guys. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
Big time.
The electric e-bike is so awesome. We have one here. I love it. I truly love it. I drive it around the neighborhood. It's very fun. You can just hop on it, ride everywhere, and I mean it's really like great. You could really, if you live somewhere, you could ride it to the grocery store. It's just super fun. You could easily ditch your car and use it for things like errands, like I said, weekend activities. I had a ride with Harper. It's easy. Harper wants to ride a bike. I just get to like cheat and like do it this way. Electric bikes are very affordable compared to other e-bikes on the market. Just starting at $799, which compared to in that world, they're very affordable. Adjustable and customizable, so they are comfortable even for people who do not normally ride bikes. Electric e-bikes fold up, ship free, come pre-assembled and pre-charged. The battery is hidden away, and there's an LCD display showing speed, range, and adjustable power level. They can go up to 45 miles at up to 28 miles per hour on just a 4 to 6 hour charge. Way more eco-friendly than a car. Explore the great outdoors or the city. It can go even in terrain, including snow or sand. I really, riding it is super fun. And if you had something coming up and you're trying to buy someone a cool, different kind of thing, this is a wonderful thing to buy. Where will your e-bike adventures take you? Go to electricebikes.com and get $100 off any e-bike purchase. That is LECTRIC ebikes.com.
We are loving the mizzen and main dress shirts. Got one right here. Look at this.
Dang.
If you're on the road, if you're traveling a lot, you just want to eliminate annoyances. And a big annoyance for me is having a shirt that's wrinkled. You don't have to iron these shirts. They are wrinkle free. You can
That's crazy.
pack it up, throw it in a suitcase. You don't have to take it to a dry cleaner. It's just throw it in, wear it. You'll look amazing. Mizzen and Main combines the comfort and flexibility of your favorite athletic wear. It feels like a golf shirt, but it looks like a custom dress shirt. Lightweight, breathable, moisture wicking. That's huge. Mizzen and Main's clothing you'll look great in it. So they've gotten famous for the dress shirts like the one we just showed, but they've got all kinds of stuff. No tuck shirts, flannels, polos, chinos, so much more with performance fabrics, with modern tailoring. Mizzen and Main just turned 10, so they've got great deals running on their site all summer long. Right now, if you go to mizzenandmain.com and type in Nate as a promo code, you'll receive $35 off any regular price order of $125 or more. That's $35 off when you go to mizzenandmain.com and use our promo code Nate.
Our next partner has a product that we've started using every day. We started taking athletic greens because it's hard to eat good out on the road, and we're looking for simple ways to try and be more healthy. This is a great start to the morning. The taste is great, and some of these are not. You know what I mean? Athletic Greens is always good, but I've had some of these drinks before where you mix it up, and it's hard to get down.
Mhm.
You're like, I know this is vitamins, and this is supposed to be good for me, but I may die drinking it. But the taste is great here. It's easy to make and drink quickly. 1 scoop of powder with water, shake and drink. Travel packs are great for when any of us are on the road. You can easily pour it into a bottle of water. Or really any kind of liquid, to be honest with you. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and help your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That is it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/Nate. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/Nate to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
There you go.
Dang,
Yeah, got me fired up.
feels good.
So this is our first announced. We were going to announce part 2.
I think so.
Did people like the part 1?
Yeah, they loved it.
Assumed it.
They
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
They liked your gap year take.
All right.
They liked you taking up for the common man.
That's what we're here to do.
Mm-hmm.
We're the common man.
Well, they didn't say you were, but they appreciate you taking up. Well,
I'm the common man.
The greatest average
The
American.
greatest average American.
yeah.
That's what I don't know what else to tell you. That's what,
Really great John Conley song too, by the way. Common Man.
oh yeah.
I don't know that one.
It's the best.
I got to name my new special, and I don't know what to name it.
Ooh. Oh, that's fun. Didn't
yeah.
your greatest average American came from a riff on this podcast, right?
Yeah, I've said it. Yeah, but it was on this. I've said it before, like I've always jokingly said it, but it came from this podcast. Yeah.
Ooh.
So, but it's like I like the before it was like the Tennessee Kid, and it's the greatest average American. So it's almost like it's I'm not doing it from a joke from my special, but it's like describing like, oh, this is who we're watching,
Right.
and that's what I like.
So you went from Tennessee to America. You got to go world this time.
Or at least continent.
Yeah,
At least, yeah, North America. North America's
greatest-
funniest dude.
Yeah.
North America's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all gets there's
Fuck
this-
funner, dude.
the funner dude, the most funner.
One of the funner dudes in North America.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like it's got a I don't know, it's hard.
It's kind of a fun problem, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
To
Yeah.
think of what
To have
to
a name for
your
a special
special.
guy, I don't know.
Yeah,
Aaron.
a lot worse
You
to
don't
have a
understand.
bunch of names and no specials.
Yeah,
You're like,
Aaron,
I
you
can
don't
name
know what problems are.
You think you got it
I
hard.
wish I had your life. I don't have to worry about where my special's going to go. My 3rd-hour special, Aaron. God, I didn't have to name it if I was just sitting like you, just easy breezy, no specials on the books.
Not a care in the world over there.
God, that'd be nice and easy. Yeah, but it's got to be the Tennessee Kid. I mean, I've liked both of them, but it's got to be. It's like along those lines. I don't want it to be exactly that. So I don't know. Maybe someone has an idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get some ideas
Yeah,
in the comments.
but you got to think the Tennessee Kid, the greatest average American. It's like I don't want to be arrogant. It's like the greatest average American is funny to say that. So it's like, but I don't necessarily want to go down that road again. Exactly that.
yeah.
So something along those.
I've been around the county,
Yeah.
Maybe
The
scale
county
it,
fair.
scale it down.
Go
backwards.
backwards.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
county fair.
Yeah.
The king of the county fair. That would be, feels like a U title.
Yeah. Explorer of the county.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Tennessee Kid. We were just really looking at name, and before then, I don't think I knew any specials that didn't have some reference to a joke in it. So every name, at least I was coming up with, was some reference to one of your jokes.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about that, but it's like, I haven't done it. So I kind of don't want to.
Mm.
And I like it just being, maybe it's the state of mind or it's the whatever it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
All your titles have been great. I mean, Yelled at by a Clown and that photo
That's a good one. Yeah.
was
Yeah,
so great.
yeah. Those
Full-
were from the jokes. Full Time Magic.
Full time magic.
Those
yeah.
are both from the jokes. But then it was like when Netflix was good at like switching with they're they're trying to make someone click on it that won't know what they're. So it's like, all right, why am I clicking this? It's Tennessee Kids. Like, okay, it's a guy from Tennessee, whatever. The greatest average American is. It kind of says it in the title what it is. What you're like. Oh, you can kind of guess what it's going to be about.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what this would be.
It's great for SEO too. If you type in Tennessee comedian, it's like it's you and nobody
Yeah.
else.
For what?
Like
SEO?
search engine optimization. Yeah.
Computer speak. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Who says
Gets
that? Do
deep
people
in
say
there.
that?
SEO is a pretty common one. Yeah.
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 Common
not in
among a
these
circle of
circles.
people. Yeah.
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 I'm not in those circles. Are you in those circles anymore?
A lot of my friends are not
I think
SEO.
so.
conversations.
Yeah.
People are saying SEO in your
SEO
world
is
now.
important for like in our world, in our industry. SEO is important.
Yeah.
If I type in, I want to come up on Google. I want to rank pretty high on Google.
When you type in
But-
Tennessee
but this
comedian,
guy-
see who comes up.
Well, yeah, let's do Tennessee comedian. I bet it's 5 pages of Nate and then maybe Dusty.
I just like to see if
I
I
don't
even
know.
come up
I
at
hope
all.
it's me. Please let it be me.
Yeah, I mean, you literally come up on the right. Like
Yeah.
Nate Bargatze, American comedian.
Got the whole state.
American
It's
comedian.
all Nate.
What if I'm just that? I'm the American. That's the title, American comedian. And they go, well, what's it about? You go, he's an American comedian.
Yeah, your SEO is crushing it.
Hey, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting into it.
Yeah.
That's a
Ten-
Yeah, just call it SEO.
SEO.
Did you call it? Yeah.
You'll be number one everywhere.
I've heard Andrew Santino say on a podcast he tried to name his first album Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't let him do it. But he wanted just to be Taylor Swift, so when people Googled Taylor Swift, his album would come up.
Yeah.
I feel like he would still get drowned in the search results for Taylor Swift, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's how I think Bare Naked Ladies, that's why they named themselves that.
Oh.
So they would put that on a billboard just to get people to come in.
Oh yeah, Bare Naked Ladies tonight at the bar, and it's a
I think
band.
with all that stuff, though, you still have to have an act.
Yeah.
sure.
It's just
And
a bunch
so-
of disappointed people.
It's I always have a weird balance. There's a weird balance of that. You do want people to do it, but it's like if anything starts feeling like a trick, then kind of back out
Yeah.
and then go do another thing. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can get a road down to tricks where you're just and then you're only thinking of like kind of like how can I get people to come to this and then your whatever you're creating starts creating for that. And well then now you're creating you've messed your own self up.
Right.
Because now you're only going down this path of trying to get views. That's why I understand like you want views and you want videos and all this, but like your mind can't just completely go to that. Because then it's like
Yeah, because if it's clickbait and then the video's not good, you've just tricked people into watching a bad thing.
And now they're mad about it. 'cause
Yeah.
they've been tricked. in a
Yeah.
way.
But sometimes the clickbait can be good. I mean, look, that Mr. Beast, like they said, he does clickbait, but he actually does it.
Mm.
And so that's different because it's like he's doing something that it looks like a clickbait, but then you watch him do the thing that is.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like creating. I always think of it as comedy. It's not that you need to be aware of that. You need to do stuff like that. But like Dane Cook did it with like MySpace. He was just everywhere, but he just put his videos up and was everywhere. It's like it's not like you don't. I'm saying don't put video. It's the creating of the material. You got to think if your mind is creative, so you're going to be able to create wherever you go. And you just don't want to spend all that because that becomes I think you're chasing views
Uh-huh.
and then you're like and then you just end up down this road and then you're like, all right, you're not where I mean, unless you want to do that. I'm saying do that. But if it's a slippery slope, I think.
yeah, you want people to watch because they like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Not because they were searching for Taylor Swift and found your album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's what
No,
I,
I mean,
think.
I was going to
I
name
get-
mine Katy Perry, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was mostly just a joke.
yeah, I think
idea,
no, Santino's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I'm not
Santino's
upset
very
with him.
funny.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about Santino. I think he was joking, but I'm just saying in general. I think it's that gets. I think it's I don't know, short-sighted of your career. Not you, but in general, I think people that go that way can be very short-sighted. It's a fix. It's like it's a high. It's like you're going like, wow, this one's got a bunch of views, and then you're chasing those views, and then you're creating stuff for your stuff you create is to make someone just look at it for a second and scroll by. Well, now there's too much of that. So no one's like really grasping onto that. If you have an act, though, I mean, if you're going to do it, at least, and you can get people in the door, that act better be something.
Yeah.
And then it could work. But I think a lot of people don't have an act. They get that, and they go see them live. It's like, well, this is not what I wanted. And, I don't know.
Sometimes I think people don't even know what they want, though, and then they just want the picture. If someone's famous on the internet, they'll sit through whatever just for the picture so they can post it on the internet and get their likes for being with a person that's famous on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well, there's a lot more commentary about famous people now, I feel like, than famous people. Like, it's there, that field there's a lot of, like, I mean, you look at everything, with all media, it's like, the media is so big now, and all it is about talking about people that are actually doing things. So it's like, it was almost like people that want to go up and be, there's going to be journalists that want to be true journalists, and I understand that. But it's like, in general, like the, somewhat the mainstreamish kind of thing is like, well, we're all just like you almost like, it's easier to go. What's easier for me just to talk about famous people because everybody wants to hear like someone's opinion on something. So that's a much easier route to take. And then you can become famous. That's the thing with SportsCenter. SportsCenter was like, that's why it just got like, you're like, all right, these dudes are famous.
Yeah.
And they're, and like they go do an interview. Well, the energy's different because now they don't feel like they're interviewing an athlete. It feels like they're just being like, I'm more famous than you are. And then you're like, well, I don't even, then who cares about your opinion? Like, you're not giving this guy's,
like going on morning radio or something, and like sometimes people are really great, and other times it feels like the radio host is like trying to out funny you, or and it's like, I'm just here to try to promote a show. I'm not trying to take your job. Just chill. Let me be funny for a second.
I did one of the first radio interviews I did. The guy just goes, "All right, so what comedians do you hate?" I go, I don't. I like everybody, man. I don't want to just trash somebody.
Yeah.
That I could maybe meet one day.
Yeah. Well, it's very negative.
Yeah.
And I get it. I guess, I don't know. That's like just straight up like, look, I'm just trying to get.
Yeah,
get something.
His
started.
own
Get
clickbait.
something
Right,
going here.
Aaron Weber hates these comedians.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. And if you go that route, that's where it ends up. Everything has to be, you just get to a point where you bluntly ask you're like, I'm not going to, like Howard Stern was, I feel like, very good at that. It's different now, but like when he was doing interviews and when it was like a while ago, he was very good at like getting the headlines, but he would get it in a normal way. It's like he would interview and then he would talk about something crazy with the celebrity, and he'd go back out, not talk that crazy. Then he would act like the interview's over.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, we got to wrap it, and then that's when more crazy would come. But it was like, that's like where it should be done. And now there's a lot of bluntness now with social media, with internet. There's just like, I want, look at all the videos of just trying to get reactions, or like, the guy, isn't there a guy that goes up and like hits people or something? Or
there's all kinds of those guys.
Like that
those
kind of
pranksters.
thing. Those pranksters where they're like, no, there's a camera. You're just going up and hitting people. Like we've gotten to that point. We used to have prank shows. To now, it's like, well, let's physically assault someone. And then if they go try to fight me, I act like they're crazy because I'm filming it.
Yeah, there's the guy that goes up and like makes weird noises in people's ears in the store.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I mean, that's not even, you're rewarding just arrogance. Like the arrogance that someone will go do that and be like, I'm crazy. And that, eventually we start watching people jumping off cliffs. And you can watch people, I'm going to set myself on fire and die. And you're like, all right. Like, I mean, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
There's no entertainment at all. It's just
Uh-huh.
kind of like the shock value.
That's the whole Idiocracy thing. That movie where you get to that place where it's like you're just sitting in a chair and just watching
Mhm.
the dumbest. I mean, we're there.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
we're
sure.
at that
Yeah.
point. But luckily, that's why I think when you go out and you have an act, people are not the country is not like this. Everybody's a normal person. Every city and state I go to, I can't go to anymore. I mean, I want to go to Alaska. Like, I mean, but it's like I've been to so many for 10 years, and all these people, and they're all different, political views, different, whatever. Everybody just wants to have a good time and laugh, and then move on with their life. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
No one needs to be. I don't need to be in like. They're not coming to me to be like, what move should I make or what,
Mhm.
whatever. It's like I can't tell you what to do. Like I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. So, but it's gotten to that level, where it's like, I don't know. People are making like 10-second videos, and you're like, well, I don't want to wait. They don't want to waste their time. So if I'm setting up a prank show, I don't want to go. It's a long thing. If you watch the old prank shows, I mean, it's probably a very long day.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't want to do that. What can I do? Well, I'll just go hit someone in the face. I can go do 12 of those today, and then I'm going to get a bunch of views.
That's a season, right?
That's
there.
a season. How long did it take? 18 minutes.
Even when TikTok went from 1 minute to 3 minutes, I was like, oh, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
People are just singing songs. They're lip singing, or they're doing the comedy bits on the.
Mhm.
There's actually no incentive to create something. Really, it's just like find something you like that someone created, and even the world of creation, music. Music getting written by who knows what. But all the guys there's people writing these songs, and they're just like they go give it to this person. That person sings it, and it's like, oh, it's emotional, and you're like, someone. It's emotional because a regular person wrote that. Someone
Yeah.
that's not famous and lived. That's why the song
and they've really
is so good.
tuned in on how to make it sound emotional.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then they go and then they just find, it's like they find a robot that's like, well, here's this person. You're like, all right, you sing that. And those are the songs I like. I'm not better than these people. Like,
Mhm.
I get it. It's like I'm entrapped in all this kind of stuff. But you see it to where you got to go. You want to start. That's why originality is like, the older I've gotten, and I've been doing that for a while. It's like you just want someone that's like original.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, well, hitting a guy in the face is original. You're like, but it's not. It's, if you don't have the time to go, I don't know, do something.
There was a Justin Bieber song one time that was pretty popular, and it was like something like "My mama don't like you, and she likes everyone."
Yeah.
And it's like it had this real acoustic kind of vibe to it, and it felt like. But it's like listening to that, I'm like, I don't even think about Justin Bieber having a mom, much less his mom meeting his girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? Like he obviously has a mom, right? But it's like he's just such a musical machine that's been out for so long that it's like listening. I'm like, I don't even think about. It's not believable to me that Justin Bieber is introducing this girl to his mom and his mom doesn't like.
You
her.
haven't humanized him enough in your mind to imagine his family.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be on me, but I'm just saying when I listen, it just seems emotionless. It seems like they've manufactured soul to go into songs to where you're like, it doesn't really have soul to it, but it feels like it has soul.
Yeah.
I think you need to see Bieber live, dude.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna feel that soul.
Okay.
Yeah. I bet it's awesome.
Yeah.
I saw him at the Grammys.
This is not just about Justin Bieber. I mean, in
understand what you're
general.
saying.
It's general.
Yeah.
There's enjoyment is enjoyment.
Right.
I'm going to enjoy this stuff. That's why you're
Yes.
going to enjoy it. You can go to Disney World. You can go eat candy. You're like, these things are obviously enjoyable. I like them. And Justin Bieber would be technically a phenom in that world of like, if you're going to write stuff and give it to someone, well, you magically found a person that's perfect
Yes.
for it. And that's why his career has lasted as long as it's lasted. Like Justin Timberlake, these people can, and I'm not saying that, I don't know, they might write all the songs. I have no idea. I don't even listen to words of songs. So I like a lot of songs that are just like kind of like fun, and
Yeah.
I don't need, I don't take in songs like that just because I'm an idiot.
There's a class this year at the University of Texas college, call back there, studying Taylor Swift songs. That's what the class is.
Wow.
Looking at her songs.
College seems great.
Studying.
Yeah,
And
I mean, what is that about?
I think it might be like some type of literature poetry class and they're analyzing. I saw a picture of. You might scroll down. It might be in that article. I can't remember. It's. There's I think one guy in there, but yeah, Swifty.
I would take
professor.
that class.
Yeah, I would too, because I mean, I could pass it. I mean, you would just sing the songs and like, I don't, it's like.
The class will focus mostly on songs from Swift's recent albums, but students are free to bring up older songs for discussion.
The Bob Dylan of our time.
Yeah.
Well, this is a nice little detail. With most of the lyrics posted online and the songs available on Spotify, students don't have to buy music for the class.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
cheap. You don't have to buy textbooks or anything. All the literature's out there,
It'll address topics such as gender, fans' influence.
Well, you could argue, I mean, it is equally ridiculous to focus a class around the poetry of Shakespeare as it is, the poetry of Taylor Swift. I mean, who are we to say that?
That's true.
I disagree, though.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know.
Shakespeare's older.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
He stood the test of time.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Shakespeare wrote that stuff on his own. Does Taylor write? She
writes her own stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the
Yeah.
way songwriting works now is it's very collaborative with a lot of people.
I would
So-
almost say the class would I don't know. If it's a study of the fascination of her, like maybe that, like it's like how she's gotten so big. I mean, I like Taylor Swift. I liked along. her
Says
old
she
stuff.
writes her own music and lyrics, and they can use similar techniques from classic poetry.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. It's a very younger thing to do as getting older. And I've listened and I watch like something Led Zeppelin, like it's like I just start going back to those stuff, and I don't know everything about that. Or knowing Derek Trucks and seeing Tedeschi and Trucks and what they do,
Yeah.
and you're like, it's different. It's they're doing something that's like artistic is different, and I like Taylor Swift. I like.
yeah,
her.
I'm
I always
not
said that
hating on
she-
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she
but I
writes her own
just-
songs. I'm a giant Taylor Swift fan. I can sing a lot of her songs.
I like the
would-
song
wouldn't-
"Shake It Off." I think that
Yeah.
one's a lot of fun.
I wouldn't be against this class.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
"Shake It Off," I think, is the only one that I really like, but I do like it.
It would be if you're studying art. It's not about celebrity or fame. Well, it's like I don't know. But see, that's what I mean. This class is even. This is what I'm talking. Like this class is just talking about someone that created something, and then like instead of like,
Maybe at the end you have to write your own song.
yeah, it would be like there's no.
I like that. And then you submit to Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, and if she covers it, then you pass.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you fail.
It's like, I think it's like, what are you gonna do with this?
Well, I think it's about examining a creative person, examining how they do what they do, and then learning about their process, and then ideally you apply those things to create your own stuff.
What's that bottom sentence? Say her goal is. Scala is self-described Swift fan, and said her goal is to teach literary traditions through a contemporary lens.
She says, I want to take what Swift fans can already do at a sophisticated level, tease it out for a bit with a different vocabulary, and show them how, in fact, Swift draws on richer literary traditions in her songwriting, both topically but also formally in terms of how she uses references, metaphors, and clever manipulations of words.
Yeah. I think comedian would be better to.
A comedian, you could do this too.
Well, hey, look, they do a Nate Bargatze class. I'll defend
If they do a
it.
Nate Bargatze class at Vanderbilt, I mean, how awesome would
I'll
that?
defend it all day long.
Yeah,
I'll be
of
like,
course.
well, y'all are out of your mind.
Finally,
I'll flip flop in a
Yeah.
heartbeat. But comedians, our words are way more important.
I think
Well, the words in a song are pretty important too.
words are all that matter.
I don't even know the words of songs. I have no, like, I can sing the songs of the words, and I couldn't tell you. Now, it could be because mentally something is wildly wrong with me. But I can sing all these Taylor Swift songs. I don't know what they're about. They don't soak in on me. And I love it. And that's not Taylor Swift. That's Stairway to Heaven. I don't know what this stuff is about. I don't, and I can sing parts of it. November Rain.
Yeah.
It does not, I don't think of it like that. I'm just like enjoying the
But would you
sounds.
enjoy the song as much if instead of lyrics, it was just her going la 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 in the same melody?
Some songs I like just do that. They go, I don't know. There's some new songs you're like, they're not even saying words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some Beatles songs out there that are like that, where they're like almost don't even really say anything, and it's great.
Hey Jude.
But if they studied the
Yeah.
Beatles, people wouldn't trash it.
That's
so
true.
I do agree with your if they Shakespeare, the Beatles, or I mean, I do understand that. So I'm not against it because it's like, if I'm older than Taylor Swift, you're like, well, in 40 years, if you had a Taylor Swift class, that you might be people
Mhm.
like, well, that's smart that they do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not trashing the idea of the class. People coming up, that lady came up with an idea. I just think mentally, a lot of people are learning stuff and you're learning and being trained to not. It's like to talk about stuff that's already been done
Mhm.
instead of being like, how do you? It's like just do something. I say this a lot, like. When on our work, like the stuff that we do, not y'all, but like with where like with the people that we work with us now, because uh, my sister and I. But I'm like talking about like just do it. Like there's a lot of we could try that, but I don't think this is going to work, and that time. But you go then just do it. If you do it, and then we see it doesn't work, then we have an answer. But there's a lot of just talking. You can talk yourself out of even trying because you
Yeah.
go, well, how's that even going to be possible? If we try to say we want to, do these crazy lights on the stage, I think it'd be blind people in the eyes. Do we know it would blind people in the eyes? Or are you just saying I think it like blind people in the eyes? Then these people need to suffer, and I want the audience to go. He's a blind in my eyes. We're not doing this with any lights at all.
Yeah.
This is just I'm trying to think of an example on the fly, but it's do it, just do it, and then that was the diet thing that I have to finally accept.
Mhm.
Well, if I can talk, I can tell you a million reasons why I don't want to do it or why I don't.
Yeah.
Just if you're not honest with yourself, just do it, and if you do it, there's your answer.
Well, that's what's great about comedy is with comedy, you go on stage and you know whether it's funny or not right away.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to study it. You go up and you do it. If they don't laugh, then it's not funny.
Yeah, it's the words. That's what's fun about it because it's like you're like now with my set because we're so close to taping. It's like the set is there and I'm messing with the little words here and there and I'm learning. There's one part where I would say stranger and now I say guy, and guy works better, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's just guy is funnier. Like I just hit. I say stranger at one other part in my act too, but I was like saying it at these other two spots, and then I just changed it to guy, and it's at the end. It's a joke it's not the closer, but it's the second to last joke, and I say guy now, and it just gets
It is
I
amazing.
still got to mess with it a little bit.
What a one word or a little just a flip or adding a word, taking out a word, what it can do to a joke. It is. I mean, I've told jokes for a long time and then just change it up one time, not even really thinking about it, but I just change it up in a weird way and it gets a much bigger laugh. And I'm like, oh, I've been doing this joke a different way for a long time. And all it took was that little tweak.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Opens everything up.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm saying they should study comedians.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
it is. It's super fun.
Comedians in general.
The words matter so much.
Yeah.
I think there's no. I mean, I think there's nothing to hide behind. It's like all we have is our words.
Mhm.
So you have to paint it, and every word has to perfectly be placed. You can't. I don't know. It's beautiful.
Even like messing up your timing in a show, you can mess up one timing on a joke and then spend, the next few minutes like trying to get back on track
Yeah.
from where you're like, I don't know. I've gone out and stumbled on a couple of jokes in the beginning and then be like, oh man, I got to get it together.
Mhm.
I got 59 minutes and 30 seconds to go here and I'm already messing up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to just get out of that joke and just be like, that joke's got over.
Yeah.
Start
Yeah.
new. Here's a second joke, and all that stuff's got to be on the fly,
Yeah.
which is fun.
Many times I've gone,
Yeah.
listen, that joke's not going anywhere. Let's just settle in here, forget about it, move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done that too, where it's like it's very fun to you go there and you. I'm trying to think. I feel like I had something this weekend, or I'll forget if I said something to set something up properly, And then I'm like, I don't know if I set this up. I forgot one part that sets up the next part. So it's a matter of, am I going to repeat it or am I going to not repeat it? And you got to decide right then. And then some of you are just like, I'm going to just not repeat it because maybe I said it and maybe people get it. And maybe it doesn't get the laugh I know. And I'm like, I bet I didn't say it. But then I got to stay in the rhythm to get into the next joke.
I've forgotten a joke midway through and been like, we'll come back to it. And then I try to remember it. And then later in the set, come back to it. Sometimes that's gold.
You tell the audience that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other times I'll come back to it and do it. And then I go, was it worth it? Yeah, maybe.
That's like one of those things.
Yeah, exactly.
That stuff always work, or it doesn't always work, but it is. It's great when you can do it. But that's like that's another one. People, you can sometimes see comics, they build that stuff into their act.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, that's not good.
Right.
Don't build it into
Yeah,
your
don't
act.
fake it.
Yeah. What are you doing there, bud?
Sorry. I think I broke something,
You got bored?
but I
Yeah.
didn't. It's all good.
Just making loud noises.
Just making loud noises attached to the mic. I apologize.
Yeah. That's all right. Went to college. Go ahead.
So the big thing that happened the day this college episode came out was the tuition forgiveness that happened this past week. So I looked up,
Might credit the podcast
maybe so.
for making that
We got the
change.
ball rolling.
We got
Yeah.
the ball rolling.
Yeah.
And with that Pell Grant, you get even more. So
Ooh,
congratulations,
Well,
buddy.
fantastic. Maybe I can get some.
Wait,
of that.
he gets paid back from a Pell Grant?
Doesn't Pell Grant
Do
people?
you have student loans right now?
No.
I was just being funny.
No.
Oh,
That cost me $500 20 years ago.
yeah.
I don't know how you had it financed.
Yeah.
man.
I don't even know. Well, how do you get a Pell Grant? You just call the Pell Grant office?
I don't remember what
You
I did, but
apply.
you submitted, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pell Grant office.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Grant.
Yeah.
Pell Grant.
Mr. Bell.
Hello.
Is this Pell?
It's Nate Bargatze. I'd like to go to volunteer state, and I was told I need one of your grants. And he goes, I grant it. Thank you. No money. He just grants it.
Yeah.
I would like your grant that I want to try college. He goes, I grant it.
I want to try.
Then you just tell the
Yeah.
college, they go, all right, we'll take this money off.
I called Pell. He granted me, said I could do it. And they go, all right.
all right, we'll take your
welcome
word for
aboard.
it. Get in there.
It's all on the honor system.
It's all on the
I even think tuition forgiveness, it sounds weird. It's like, we forgive you
I know.
for the mistakes you made.
Yeah.
We were talking about it the other night, and then it was like, what if you did instead of student loan debt, it was like get rid of people's medical debt.
Mm-hmm.
Much better.
Much better, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like if you did that, that'd be much. It's like I feel better about that because you're like a lot of people. That's not. It's like stuff happens to people and they don't
Mm-hmm.
choose it. And if someone was like, "Well, I live healthy, why would I do it?" I'd be like, "That's my same theory with college. Like I made it without college, so why am I paying for your college?" Like
Right.
it's the same
Right.
kind of idea. And at least you're helping people that really like. I mean, medical debt, dude. People, it's nuts.
So
They
Totally.
get just bombarded.
But
with
you can
like,
make the same argument that these student loans are predatory in the same way.
they're predatory in the same way,
Yeah.
but the predatory, I'd imagine, in student loans attacks people that are going to make more of a living and more.
You'd hope so. You'd hope so, but a lot
but
of
like
them don't.
with medical,
But I mean, they if people are going to Stanford, if you're going to all this stuff, you have these
Right.
crazy loans.
Well, those people are.
People are going college is at least a positive thing. Medical stuff can be like it's just the world was
True.
very unfair
Yeah,
to you,
and you go to
you
that-
got handled a bad situation, and so
Right.
then you just are in debt to a hospital,
Right.
and you have no choice.
Mhm.
College is still a choice. You
Right.
still get to choose. You don't get to choose if you get hit by a car. So that person should not be like, go help those people out. Like the people that, and then you want to, it's like, those are the people that need the actual, like, my goodness, I think people would get behind that to
Yeah.
be like, if that money's going to helping these families,
Sure.
then like, that are like their kids get, you have all these children hospitals and all this
Mhm.
stuff. And you're like, those things do benefits and you have to raise money and all that stuff. You're like, why is money not going to that? Like, who doesn't want to go help these kids that are
Right.
born with this stuff? Like everybody wants to. So send the money to that.
Mhm.
You want me to go send it to the guy that's voting, the guy that I've got to pay his student loan debt that's in the, government?
Yeah.
That guy, you're like, he's like, I think you should do student loan debt. You're like, well, that's for you and your kids. And you're like, he's like, yeah, isn't that better? And you go, but what about that guy was hit by bowling ball weird.
Should have been standing there.
He goes, well, why was he in a situation with a bowling ball? I go, because poor people are around bowling balls more.
Poor people are in bowling alleys.
They're way more around bowling balls.
Yeah, for sure.
Less income, the more you're around a bowling ball.
That's
Isn't
true.
it interesting?
That's
My
true.
mom was on a bowling league.
The wealthier you get, the smaller the ball is. That's interesting.
Golf?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like golf.
That's
the ball's
true.
pretty small.
Yeah.
The poor people, beach balls.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all they got.
Beach balls, bowling balls. Yeah.
Jump castles.
Yeah. Yeah.
That feels like a ball.
Yeah. You
It's
get,
inflatable.
yeah, you go, the wealthy lives in a castle.
Right.
The poor, theirs is always inflatable.
Get to go to a friend's
Right.
house who has a jump castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
But with doctor stuff, you
A
go
lot
to
more
the doctor.
trampoline accidents. And because you're like, well, you're never going to be able to afford to fly. So we will give you the opportunity to visit it for a couple seconds.
2 seconds. You got to come back
No
down.
pads in the
How many
springs.
times over? 100 times over.
Yeah.
But if you mess up, you will go to the hospital and owe money for the rest of your life to
Oh,
this
yeah.
hospital.
There you
go. They give you stuff that's going to hurt you worse.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because they know deep down.
Because they know
yeah.
deep down you're never going to get out of that. I mean, these people have like, and I get like their diets are not good, but then you're like, well, they don't have a fair chance. Because if you don't have money, well, you don't get to go to nice restaurants. You go, you have to go to these,
It's called food islands.
huh?
It's called food islands.
What's that?
When you're in a area that only has bad food and there's nothing good around you, so
Yeah.
you have no choice.
There's no Whole Foods.
There's
Yeah.
no-
You got a Dollar General.
No
that's
organic food
Yeah.
in the
Which
grocery
sends
store.
them more into the where they have to go to the doctor and hospital and
Right.
stuff.
it.
Right.
You get trapped.
And they get
in a
these medical
cycle.
bills. You get trapped in cycles. So, like, why would you not go help medical stuff? If people are on board with this, I'll tell you who actually came up with it. I didn't want to say it just in case people were like, no.
You might want to wait till next week and see how
Huh?
they take it.
It was, well, I was like, no, Laura said it. And then, but someone else might have said this. I don't
Yeah.
know. We were just talking about it. Like, Laura said, what if they did that? She just said, what if? And I was like, yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
For
I would
sure.
feel at least better knowing that.
I have student loans still, and I don't expect them to get paid off, and I'm fine with. But if
You'll
they
take
are
it?
forgiven, I mean, I'll take it. For
Yeah, you would
sure.
take it. But it's like,
But
I'd rather you not get that because it's like you're going to probably be able to pay off.
I don't
yours.
feel like I deserve to have them paid
Yeah.
off or anything.
Yeah.
But if Biden wants
yeah.
to
If you're
give
not-
me 10,000,
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So
I'll take it too. I mean, I don't have any loans, but you could
He's
throw
not-
that
It's
at
not
me.
too late. Take one out now,
Yeah.
and then you'll get it
Oh.
forgiven.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that right?
I don't know.
What about for trade school?
I called.
Do they trade school?
I learned to weld.
I called one of those services just to let me figure out if I even got any. And the lady was like, "We're real busy right now." And I go, "Can you look into I gave her like my social security number, and she's like, "I don't know, man. You want to just try back like next week?" She was like so overwhelmed. She was like, "Your stuff's not coming up." It sounded like chaos over there.
Yeah.
At TurboTax?
And no, at the student aid office or whatever.
At
Oh,
Notre
Notre
Dame.
Dame?
No, at the federal government
Oh.
where my
Yeah.
loans are through. She was like, "I don't know, man." She's
Yeah.
like, I go, yeah.
That'd be fun to be a president. And you get to say stuff that like just causes complete chaos.
Yeah,
like
just
yeah.
do
just
it.
everybody. And he goes like, if you get to the level, like if I would be president, just to be like, she's like, you know what? I don't want no more mosquitoes. Goodbye. And then people are just like, I don't. And then everybody's calling like a mosquito office. And they're-
Spectricide.
Yes, Spectricide. Are y'all going to really do that? He goes, I don't. I just.
We've been
I-
trying for years
Yeah,
to get rid of mosquitoes.
hard.
Yeah.
it's hard.
When JFK said we're going to go to the moon by the end of this decade, they knew like nothing about getting to the moon. There was like no evidence that they were going to get there, but he's like, "We're going to do it."
Yeah.
So then
And then
everyone
they
had to
never went.
scramble and
Yeah.
figured it
And
out.
then they still haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say it worked, but
Yeah.
I guess it took a
He
different.
goes, we're going to do it by the end of the decade. They were like, we could do it tomorrow. Like,
Right.
we
Yeah.
can do it whenever.
We have the video.
We have the
whenever-
video.
We have
We
a
have the-
studio set up and we're ready
He
to
goes,
go.
I'll do it tomorrow. I've done it 10 years ago. You ever seen some old movie? I don't know.
But you do that. You just said you tell them figure it out. So the lights, like, let's just try something.
Figure it out.
Right.
Go do something. It's
Yeah, they're like,
you
first
need the answer. Have
send
the
the guy
answer
to
be
the
no.
moon.
Let the answer be no.
with a camera crew, and
Yeah.
then they'll wait for the actual landing to come, and we'll
There's a lot-
film it.
yeah, there's a lot of talking. That's what I'm. There's we're in a world of just everybody talks about, well, they should do, and then this and that, and you're like, well, no one's life changed.
Yeah.
That's, it's like I always think that with charities sometimes, like some charities, you're like it's going to this, like, where's it going?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to have, somebody like this goes to that person, and that person it changed, and then you're like, okay, and then if people can see that, then it's like you can give. It's like the charity, and maybe that's what some I don't know what all the charities, but it's you want to directly impact.
Some
and
are
be like,
transparent like that, but some of them aren't.
It's like just show this went to this person, it helped them, and now all right, they're good. They're taking all right. I got you taken care of. Got you back up on your feet.
Right.
Who's next?
So you pay off my student loans. I'll show you exactly how that will help me.
Here we go. I pay off your student loans. How much are your student loans? Do you know?
I do know.
I don't
want to say. It's not a crazy amount, but it's not.
Why do people not want to say?
Because I don't know. It's
I've got the tuition numbers here at Notre Dame. We could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
Anybody want to guess what this year cost at Notre Dame?
Just for base tuition,
you can do
70,000.
$70,000
just to go in there and make a tongue.
Base is 60.
Okay,
but with room, meals, book supplies, all that, it's 80,000.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you just took a loan could you go take a loan for 80,000 and just go, I'm going to go figure it out. Give me 80 grand just to go. I'm going to move to, or I'm going to.
Yeah, you can. Sure.
They would give a kid a loan.
Depends on where you go. The terms might not be great, but you could take out a loan with really bad terms, and then you're just.
But the terms are better for college.
Well, they're not amazing. That's what people are arguing. It's the interest is crazy.
Yeah. I think it's I think it's a college problem. I think all this you're looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, you can't even get turned down for this, right? Like if you want to go get a car, they're like really looking at your credit, finding out.
Yeah.
But if you're going to college, they're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard anybody getting turned down for a student loan. I will say the trade-off with Notre Dame, not to defend, I mean, those are outrageously high numbers, but Notre Dame will meet 100% of your financial need. So whatever that means for you, they will meet 100%.
Is that the honor system?
So no, they calculate, I mean, you give them information about, like what your family makes and your net worth and stuff, and then they calculate what your financial need is, and they meet 100% of it.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Did you tell them about those spoons underneath the couch?
Yeah, well, you don't want to let all your assets.
All right.
So if you're like, we could only pay 40, they're like, we will pay the other 40.
Yeah,
but they calculate to determine what you can pay. You can do better than that.
Hey, believe in yourself, dude. Yeah, figure it out. I know a lot of people paid that full tuition, and a lot of people were paying basically nothing, to go there, and that's the trade-off. It's like some people can, some people can't afford it.
It's you're just giving them something that's already set there. Like I know you got to pay. You're like, I mean, if you're how many people go to Notre Dame? I mean,
it's pretty small. It's about 8,000 undergrad.
What's 8,000 times 80,000? Just to,
that's a lot.
How much?
64 million?
No, way more than that.
640 million.
No, 6 billion. Is it 6 billion?
It's hard to keep track of these zeros here.
I think Dusty was right.
$640 million.
640 million.
So roughly, that's just if everybody paid the exact amount, it's 640 million. That's not including Notre Dame, the merch sales, of
ticket
just
sales.
Else. I mean, there's 8,000 students. I don't know. I mean, like that. You're basically even you could say worst case, you're making $500 million a year.
Yeah,
a year.
Sounds like Notre Dame could pay off people's
tuition.
medical debt.
And then you still call your graduates and they still send you money.
To get football tickets, actually. That's how it works.
Yeah.
To get in the lottery for football tickets, you make a donation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I mean, it's so crazy that you're at a place you're like, no one's looking at these colleges and going like, hey man, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
MTSU's 18,976. Southern Union Community College this year. In-state tuition's 4,860.
All right. Yeah. That's like I don't know. It was about 1,000. I don't know. I didn't take a lot of classes.
Yeah.
Vol State is 4,312 for in-state.
But isn't community college free now in Tennessee? Isn't that how it works?
I think it is.
Yeah, community college is free here.
I should get money back.
You should.
Yeah.
Call Pell.
I bet my classes I had to pay remedial.
Yeah, call
I bet they go,
Mr.
yeah,
Grant.
we had to fly someone in. We had to get a. He goes, y'all's teachers were like, they taught junior high, and then they had to come teach you. So
And you pay them overtime.
we paid them overtime.
So the wage difference for full-time workers ages 22 to 27 who graduate college on average make $52,000 a year, where people who did not go to college make on average $30,000 a year. Ages 22 to 27. So it does make a little bit of a difference there. But that takes a long time to pay off those student debts.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have motivation and a drive, I don't think you need college at all.
I don't
Like,
think
you
so
go
either.
but you got to be able, like, look, if you want,
Depends on what you want to
Depends
do,
on what you wanna do.
obviously.
I would imagine if you're like, all right, I want to have a solid job. I want to, I want to make. I imagine you go to college, you're not hoping to make 50 grand a year. I would think
No.
you would want to shoot higher. But it's like if you're like, I want to make 100 grand a year.
But this is right out of the gate.
Yeah. But college would be like, I mean, motivation drives also could be college, like if you'd be a doctor and all, like that kind of stuff. But the general person, that's not, I would think you could, I don't know.
Just
I don't know if
learn
it's
to
worth
do
it.
something.
Yeah.
You just learn to do something that could be monetized.
Well, now they're switching to trade schools.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, they polled high school seniors, and it dropped from 71% to 51% of high school seniors who said they're going to go to a 4-year school.
Yeah, that's learning to do things, trade school.
Now they're going to trade schools. Trade schools are way up.
College is going to be in trouble, I bet. I think so. Because you look at sports, the sports are,
Mm-hmm.
Especially being a Vanderbilt fan, but these sports, it's going to become, it's like the NFL. Like, so all the fun, your colleges, you have all these different divisions, and it's going to be like, you're either Alabama or Notre Dame, or you're just not even a sport, or you're in some other weird thing, and
Mm-hmm.
you're never going to be able to win because it's a football factory, and like they can't, and so your sports are going to just get to be like kind of like there's no character into it. It's all just like a corporate machine. Like it's just like we're just boom boom pounding them
Yeah.
out.
People have been saying that for a while, though.
But maybe you're seeing them come now.
Yeah,
like so
now
if that was
it's-
before you saw Oklahoma and Texas are coming to the SEC,
Right.
and then isn't someone else going?
USC, UCLA, Big Ten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
wild.
so it's like you're going to get to like when, I mean, they're about to join forces.
Mhm.
And maybe it makes it like those games are crazy and it's fun and it's like minor league for NFL.
Yeah.
But if you get rid of that stuff, it's like with college. I mean, and then and on top of it, people are getting 80 grand a year.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's like,
crazy.
You got to make. Is that times 4? Is that $320,000 or what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
320,000.
So you're down $320,000 if you just had to take the full loan. I know there's other blah blah blah
Mhm.
whatever,
Mhm.
but even if it's $200,000, you're down $200,000,
Yeah.
and you got to make that and pay that back
Mhm.
on top of there's a great chance
Right.
you're going to get hit by a bowling
So we
ball
should
in your
forgive.
life.
We should forgive these loans. Dude.
I know, but I'm saying it's a choice.
Yeah,
You're gonna go do
totally
that,
It's a choice, but it
Hit in the
does.
face by a bowling
And
ball.
then people are just buried
Boom.
with these for decades and decades.
Yeah.
I know people my age. You still have over $100,000 worth of debt.
There's no fear in having it. Like in a way. There's no fear of having the debt. I mean, I know people do. I mean, people do work hard and they pay it off,
Mm-hmm.
but there's more and more people that have less fear about having the debt. Like it's just like it's a normal thing. You're like, yeah, I have $200,000. I'll just pay. I pay monthly, the
Right.
lowest amount. I'll pay it for the rest of my life, and that's it.
Mhm.
Never think about it, And it's like not in a, and there are people that do go pay it back because they don't like that feeling. But I think there's going to be more and more. You're just going to go. If you want to go to college, I'll just pay $800 a month for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And that just automatically comes out.
Right.
No one questions it. No one really.
And then you're trapped.
Then you're trapped.
You're trapped. Yeah.
College enrollment peaked in 2010. 21 million college students in 2010. It's kind of gradually gone down since then. It's dropped 6% over the last 2 years. So it is going down. Fewer people are doing that. Trade schools are going up. So I think last week I was about to get into this when we stopped some secret societies in college. Kind of pivoting here.
Mhm.
The most famous one is the Skull and Bones. You guys heard of this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
This
think
was-
so.
This was at Yale, and some famous people. George W. Bush was in it. His dad was in it. William Howard Taft, another president, was in it.
John Kerry. Same time, George W. and
That's
John
right.
Kerry.
John Kerry were both in it when they were running against each other, and they would ask them both about it, and neither one would say anything about it, like it's a secret. But they supposedly have done some crazy things. Supposedly George W. Bush's grandfather stole the skull of Geronimo, and it's there at their house. I forgot what their house is called now. It's been a week ago. I've already forgot. But the tomb, they call it the tomb. There's no windows there. But the descendants of Geronimo, I think, tried to sue to get the skull back. And they're like, we don't have it. But supposedly they do have it. Some people think they control the CIA. Some people think it's a branch of the Illuminati. Dusty, jump in anytime here.
Well, wasn't the grandfather, though, head of the CIA or something? Maybe
there was
George,
a CIA.
George H.W. was?
Yeah, he was head of the CIA.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's wild.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, that's a powerful club you got there.
The fact that you can still even get to where, I mean, most people can't just even go look at the Geronimo skull. Like, I mean, where would you even go see it? At a museum?
I think he was buried in Oklahoma, and the Bush grandfather was stationed there, maybe in the military or something, and he supposedly dug it up and stole it and brought it back to the tomb at Yale University.
That seems kind of crazy to do. So I would maybe not believe it just on the fact.
He just dig it up?
Yeah, if he had to go dig it up, it seems weird. Is that a picture from inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I bet it'd be fun. I would join if they'd invite me.
Yeah, I mean, I think you if you can join there, you're not worrying about student loans.
Yeah, you're going to be fine. They're going to take care of you.
They choose 15 new members every spring at a ceremony called Tap Day, where juniors are notified of their selection when they're tapped on the shoulder.
Do you have to you go to Yale, I guess?
Yeah, you got to go to Yale.
That's a prank, huh? For the rest of the year, if you're a junior, people are just coming by and tapping you.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You think you're in? You're like, no.
I'll do it. Oh, hey. I'll do it.
I just need you to move out of the way.
Hey, Jenny. What? This is a big day today.
Don't be messing with me.
Is Skull and Bones just guys?
No. They tried to keep it that way for a long time, but they finally admitted women. And
don't sound too excited about it, Brian.
They finally said, look, these women are not going anywhere. And I think we're going to have them.
1992.
There was a thing where like one of the Bush daughters said something like at Yale, they say it's God and country, something God, country, family. And he said at Bones, Bones would be first. It would be like Bones, God, country.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean,
we would say
important.
God, country, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So it would be the Bones,
Yeah.
God, and then country.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where y'all going to have family in there?
They're fourth.
Notre Dame is the family, dude.
Yeah.
So your whole family went there.
No, I don't know. I don't know where a family would fit in.
Yeah.
God, country. You put family above country?
I would think so. I think God, family, country. I don't know.
Depends
Family
on what
country.
country you're in.
Yeah, it depends on where your family's at. If they're all in the country. If you're like, well, some live in another country, you go, then I'd flip-flop.
Right.
That's how you decide. You go, well, some of mine are in another country. You go, well, I'd flip it. I would say God, family.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you love your country, but it's like your family is,
Now, were you in a fraternity?
Catholic schools don't have Greek life.
Oh.
That's interesting.
You just do a lot of other secretive stuff.
There's a lot of secret stuff going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
But no Greek life. Were you in a fraternity at MTSU?
No, I was afraid I'd get in the wrong one. It'd be like the Q Dogs or something, and they're branding me.
If you would have got branded.
Do you guys know the Q Dogs?
No.
No.
You see athletes all the time that they've got the brand.
Yeah.
It's a black fraternity, Omega Psi Phi, but they call themselves the Q Dogs, and they brand themselves.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
I
Oh,
like-
okay.
yeah.
I've seen these.
I like the camaraderie of it.
Shaq was one. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's got a little brand right here.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. A lot of NFL players have it, but they're called the Q Dogs or the Qs.
So you were worried that you might accidentally end up in the Q Dogs.
Yeah, I would just think I'm in some just little white boy fraternity. And next thing
accidentally
I know,
join a black fraternity and not realize it until you got branded.
Yeah. Well, I don't see color, Aaron. So but I'd feel a brand.
I feel like you would be like they would have you cleaning the house quick. Like you would just be
During rush.
yeah, like during they go, nah, Brian, the next morning you'd be up first and you're like, oh, I had a little fun night last night, huh, boys? And then you're just putting everything away.
Yeah, I'd be a pledge. That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
I never joined a fraternity, but don't you have to do that first before you?
Oh yeah, for
become
like a
member?
whole semester. Yeah, you do whatever they. I had some buddies. All my friends from high school that went to Tennessee were in fraternities. I remember when they were pledging, and like one of them, their whole job was just they always had to have cigarettes and dip on them at all times.
Mm.
So I was like, that'd be kind of nice to have. Just somebody could have whatever.
Yeah, some of these things are like mean though, right? Or like too much.
Some of it can be
Yeah.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of going away. I think the bubble burst on that.
There's been a lot of hazing deaths
Yeah.
from.
I think these campuses are really cracking down on it.
Yeah,
And they're kicking these fraternities off campus in a lot of colleges. I just think it's going to go down.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, yeah, someone dies, you're like, that's too much.
Yeah, mainly like alcohol related deaths, right? Like they make
Yeah,
people drink
they
too
make
much.
some pledge just keep drinking, and then he
Yeah.
dies from alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
It happens like once a year somewhere. Some college.
And they're like, we didn't make him do that. We actually told him to
He goes,
slow it down.
all right, well, there's a funnel here, multiple funnels. So that's where we're having trouble
Yeah.
with that.
You want to guess the top party school in the country?
I mean,
Georgia was up there for a long
West
time.
Virginia.
Alabama, Tuscaloosa.
Florida
I bet.
State.
Florida State's number 2.
Oh,
I don't know how you would.
I think
Guess
this changes every
Is it
year.
a-
kinda.
it does change every
Who's
year.
who's number one? Penn State.
This says Tulane.
Tulane.
Tulane. Well,
I
you're
think I
New
would have known that.
Orleans.
New Orleans. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, Bert Kreischer was Florida State. Like,
Right.
yeah.
So in 1997, Rolling Stone did an article called Bert Kreischer, the Undergraduate. And it was about a 6-year senior who just did crazy alcohol-driven shenanigans along with his roommate Hutch. And then 5 years later, a movie called National Lampoon's Van Wilder portrayed a college party animal with a friend named Hutch. But and then there was a follow-up, Van Wilder, but Bert Kreischer never got any of that money.
Crazy. I think
Yeah.
he might have tried to sue him, and it just wasn't.
Mm.
It was going against him. But that's crazy that they to do that, to take that guy's. You took to Bert's life story. I mean, obviously Bert has done very well for himself, and he's kind of showed them. But
Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah.
Like that. That's where I always think when people talk about comedians, like people stealing material. Like I don't think comics steal material. I mean, comics do steal material, but I just don't think if you're a comic, I just wouldn't. It's not worth worrying
Well,
about.
people
It's not going
think-
to happen enough.
People think stuff is stolen all the time.
Yeah.
People, I got jokes about blacking out, and people are always like, "Oh, you stole John Mulaney's joke." And I've watched every John Mulaney blackout joke, and I'm like, these are nothing alike.
No, yeah, it's comics go talk about the same kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But it's no one's. It's overall, you're like no one's. There's no there's these cases where this stuff happens, but overall, no one's just on the road just doing someone's full hour and they're like famous.
Yeah.
Like it's just not. I don't think it's happening enough to be talked about. But the Hollywood industry, the movie stuff, I do think people can take stuff from comics and they put jokes into movies because they can hide them.
Yeah.
And I mean, right there, they just stole his life.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So the college with the lowest acceptance rate. You might want to guess.
Oh,
Yale, Harvard, MIT.
lowest acceptance. I don't think
Like
I'm even understand the question.
The toughest acceptance rate.
Oh,
Or it's the hardest to get into.
does it help when you don't even understand? I mean, I was
all
like
pretty
a
tough for
community
me.
college. Like I was about to say community college because I thought like that's what that question meant.
Lowest is that's not accurate way to say it.
Oxford. Is
Well,
that not?
That's a
I mean, yeah, I don't even know colleges well enough. I could name
well,
some.
that's a trick
but-
question. Anyway. Harvard and Stanford are tied for second, 5%.
Mm.
Okay.
5%. But the toughest is a little school called Curtis Institute of Music. It's in Philadelphia. They have about 150 students. And each year, besides academic requirements, they have an orchestra, and if they need like a tuba player or something like that, that's how you get in. You got to be a member. You got to be able to play an instrument that they need for the orchestra.
Interesting. That's like more exclusive than Juilliard.
Yeah,
It sounds like
4% get in.
4%.
That apply?
Yeah,
But are people like really dying to get in?
I don't know.
Like, what's that going to give you going to that school?
Sounds great.
I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. You become a good musician, you get placed into.
Yeah, you're. I think you're signing up for a network at those places.
That's a big part of it. That's the big appeal of any of these colleges.
Yeah.
What's a tuba player in the orchestra get paid? Like, is that really something to strive to?
I think $50
I just
a
used
show.
that example, but
Yeah.
like Nina Simone, I think didn't get accepted. There's some famous artists.
But I just wonder, like, I mean, if you're a tuba player and you're wanting to go professional,
There you go.
What kind
was
of-
that? That was a
what kind
foghorn.
Vanderbilt's 12%, Notre Dame's 19%,
Oh wow!
MTSU 94%.
what's Southern Union?
Really?
Hey, if you got the money, we'll find a spot for you.
Yeah.
I like that. Southern Union's 100%.
All right.
There you go.
Ball State was 99%.
I didn't get into MTSU, so I'm on the 6% that they did not allow.
Wow. You
You're like-
applied there and
You're
they
like
said
a
no?
unicorn.
I don't know if I applied. Maybe,
Oh.
maybe I didn't apply there.
I like to think you did.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you have
I
that,
remember going to visit it.
it'd be nice if
Yeah.
you had the letter where they turned you down. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That's probably worth money.
Yeah.
It's like a Mickey Mantle rookie card.
Yeah, yeah, And the 6% that they don't allow.
Yeah. The best of the best.
I mean, would you have to have 18 on your ACT to get in?
They're like the junior highs
I think
too
I had
far
to, I
from here
had to go
get
take
it,
remedial classes.
to get that coach in.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't like I had to go to high school again, basically.
You know, a lot of these schools now, they don't even, the hip ones now don't even look at the test scores.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do they look at?
They look at you as a whole person.
That's
That's
not going to
what
help
they
me.
say. That's actually going to hurt.
You're
me a
actually
little
like, will you
It
look at
says
the
it's not gonna
test
help me.
scores?
I'd rather look at my test scores.
check
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
test score.
I remember when I was looking at colleges, I went to Wake Forest, and they were one of the first schools to do this. They go, your test scores are optional. You don't have to tell us your test scores if you don't want. We'll just look at your entire package, who you are as a student. Because people make arguments that these tests are, disproportionately
Brian's like, nah, check the
affect
test.
certain people.
Check
So
that
you're like,
test.
well, we won't even look at them now.
Yeah. I
So-
bet that's gonna pan out to be good.
U.S. News and World Reports does the top universities every year. Harvard's number 1, MIT 2, Stanford 3, Vanderbilt 73rd, Notre Dame 284.
Oof.
What is this? What is this list?
Where's
dumb.
Southern
The
Union
top
come
list
in
in the world. That's
Yeah.
all.
Oh, in the world?
Yeah.
U.S. News and World Report. Well, I mean, these are all American universities.
I don't believe this list.
Did you have a Southern Union list on that list?
I couldn't find it.
Okay.
It stopped at 285. So
Yeah.
no, I was very surprised that had it ranked 284.
The best universities in the world.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Because I mean, like Duke's 23rd, Georgia Tech's 58, Vanderbilt's 73rd.
Yeah, this is the wrong list.
All right. I guess I looked at it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a number. What is it? What's the source?
The U.S.
U.S.
News and World Report.
Reports.
Well, that's the main one.
That's
I read
the
that
main
every week. That's how I'd get all my rankings, was the U.S. News and World Report. Oh, it looks real. Looks like a good, solid website, I think.
This is the
Off to a
go-to.
great
Yeah,
start.
well put together.
This is the go-to list that everybody.
Oh, okay.
Let's look at national universities.
Wait, who?
here.
Yeah, I would go to it too if Notre Dame's up there. usnews.net? Is that what that says?
USnews.com.
US News
says
/
Vanderbilt.
AaronWeber.com? What?
This is the same source that Brian was just reading off.
All
Well,
right,
that has-
where's Notre Dame?
This says Notre Dame tied for 19
Ugh,
in national universities. Vanderbilt tied for 14.
Ooh.
But worldwide, maybe there are a
What
bunch
are we?
of other
What are we? Oh, Princeton's number 1.
Princeton.
Yeah, it's different.
These changes every year.
All right.
You know,
What are
but the
they
kind of the
ranking 'em
core of it, the core of it's going to.
How do you rank something like that?
Well, that's the big argument: is can you really? But at the end of the day, it's like, come on. I think that's the system.
Yeah.
It's like, what's... I think that's what I really think that's what it is.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
man.
Come
Sound
on.
like Nick Novicki.
Princeton.
It's Princeton. It's like, yeah, we're Princeton. You're like,
Yeah.
all right.
So there wasn't enough people at Notre Dame doing that, going, come on,
Nah,
guys.
nah, we're respectful about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
We're not-
Yeah.
you
Come
know,
on, get us in there.
we'd like to be considered.
Yeah.
You know?
Come
But
on.
We're not going to force the issue.
Well, man, we'll put you at 19. You go. That's fine. We know we're better than all of you.
That's
Yeah.
true.
There was a college in there is a college in Pennsylvania, Lincoln University, where students who had a body mass index of 30 or higher, or a waist of 35-inch or more for women, or 40 inches more for men, couldn't graduate until they took a fitness class.
What was their
Wow.
waist size?
35 inches for women, 40 inches for men.
Hmm.
Couldn't graduate till you took a fitness for life class.
What happened at that college? Have they been shut down?
Well, people
Probably, yeah.
people protested. They no longer do
Yeah.
that.
You know, there probably would be you could, if you had a college where your first year is we're going to just make you get healthy and like train your brain to stay in shape and be healthy.
You have to take a swim test at Notre Dame.
Well, who cares about it? I'm saying like if it's like your class were to like, we're going to change your lifestyle to be healthy and to
Yeah.
like, so you have to change your whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just talking out loud. Like,
No.
Yeah, your
if I would have
freshman
got,
year,
if I
first
would have got
class.
told, if I would have learned about like calories or like all this,
Uh-huh.
like whatever.
I think high school should do that. I mean, it's like,
Yeah,
it'd be
you know what?
nice to have learned something
About
that I could
food,
use
like,
in
just
my
be-
life.
Mhm.
Just to, and maybe they did talk about it, but I didn't.
I mean, I think it should be a required course and not a elective or whatever they called them.
Yeah, force it on people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could have learned that, used that more than I needed geometry.
Yeah. What is geometry? I don't even know if I took geometry.
I took it, but it didn't do a lot
You
for
probably
me.
took geometry.
I did algebra 1, and then
I think geometry was next.
dabbled into something. And then-
Geometry's before algebra.
I thought it was
Actually,
before
Actually, it might
algebra.
be after. It might be right after algebra 1.
After 1, before 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Geometry.
I think I went to algebra 1. Then I went to either algebra 2, and then they
Okay.
were like, "That's a lot," and I went back to algebra 1. That's what I think happened.
I did 1
I did-
geometry, and I don't know what happened. I took a
Yeah.
class
I think I
called
did
Math
1 and
and
2 and then
Society.
geometry. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
Oh, okay.
1.
there weren't even some angles they knew about
Yeah.
back when I was taking it.
Yeah, they.
We only went 80 degrees at that point.
Yeah. There's the word.
They didn't have protractors back then. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, I was like 1, 2, 1. That's what I
Wow.
did.
Okay.
Back down.
Did you take Math and Society? That was a class I took. The
I know.
volleyball coach was the teacher,
I took whatever. Like mine would be
Coach Brown.
if you wrote a movie and put classes in. I took those
Yeah.
classes. Like every class is like just economics, speech.
Mhm.
Like it would just be the normal like. Do you want to name these classes something fun? They're like, just do what everybody biology.
Just
like
the generic term.
The generic terms. I and I didn't even make it through those. So
I was told
I
that
bet they talked about all this stuff, the eating stuff at all these. Like I'm like, why don't they teach you how to eat good? You're like, yeah. Did you listen at school at all? You're like, I did not.
Took a health class. What were you going to say, Dusty?
They told us that Math and Society would be about learning how to balance your checkbook, but I don't even think we ever talked about that. I couldn't tell you what that class was about.
Yeah, I think we did a checkbook balance.
Yeah.
I never was great at doing balancing my checkbook. I did it some, but it was never great.
I don't think I've ever done it.
Yeah, that's crazy. We did it. All right.
All right. So I'll end on this is coming up week 1 college football. I'm sure they won't count Vanderbilt's win because it was week 0. They'll somehow find
Count
a
it,
way.
baby. We count it. 1-0, 63-10. Made a statement.
Yeah. Some traditions, famous traditions. Chief Osceola, Florida State. Mate, kind of crazy that's still a thing. Doesn't it seem like? He rides out there and
It's awesome. It's one of the
Yeah, it
coolest
is
things
awesome.
I've
I'm not
seen in
saying
person.
that.
I know that, but I think that they use somebody who's actually from the Seminole tribe,
Mhm.
and that's their way of getting
got
around
permission.
It. Yeah.
His name's Jerry.
Army Navy game. You guys ever been to that?
No.
No.
Marching on the field.
I want to go.
Both sides. All right.
And Auburn, they always
Yeah.
roll Toomer's Corner with toilet paper after a win.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a pic of myself as a kid on my mom's shoulders with a little toilet paper in my hair.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, look
Yeah.
at that. That's very fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did y'all use that? Did you say the toilet paper home?
Probably.
Before y'all left, y'all were like, "We might as well
We'll
grab
take some
That's
of
why
that.
they were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like $3,000 of free toilet paper. I mean, come on, what are we doing here?
What's
But
on
my
that
mom's
guy's,
hat there, though. I wish I had that hat. I mean,
That
that
is
is
a
a
great
classic hat.
That's
what's on that
fun.
guy's shirt back there?
I think that's Auburn, like probably fraternity stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, those are Greek letters. It does look tough.
Yeah.
Iowa, they have a couple. Here's a new one. They started this in 2017. The Children's Hospital is right next door to the stadium.
Mhm.
So fans turn and face the hospital after the first quarter and wave at the children.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
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 See, these schools they need to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
The Virginia Tech, do you have that one in there?
Yep. Enter Sandman.
Yeah, that's
That's awesome.
I mean, I would love to go see that.
Me too.
What do they do?
They play Inner Sandman when they
play Thursday
Valka,
nights. They're one of the few
Yeah.
teams that play Thursday nights. So
And it's just
crazy.
crazy. Dude.
Wait, I mean, they like what? Like the band plays it, and then everybody sings along.
No, they play it
They-
over the
yeah.
stadium, and everyone's jumping up and
Yeah.
down.
Oh, okay.
It's wild.
Okay.
And they walk out from like you can watch a video on it,
Okay.
and then they walk out like and they're just walking. It's like starting to play, and everybody just going crazy, and it's just I mean it's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
This started in 2000, so not that long ago. They installed a new scoreboard and they wanted to show it off with new entrance music, so they did Enter Sandman. And it says a tradition was born.
Yeah,
What's-
it's like just I mean, I wish like that. I want Vandy to do. You know, it's like have something that's like people go to school for this, dude. Like, I mean, they walk over from there together, and then yeah, I bet you never play this, but it's
Yeah, I'll check it out.
it's,
Yeah,
it's
that's awesome.
Go check it out if you go to YouTube, full Enter Sandman entrance, and it might be my number one. I want to go see. Of like, I just think that's so cool.
Up
dude.
there for me, West Virginia, after a win, they all sing "Take Me Home, Country Roads."
Oh, that's
the
cool.
whole stadium.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be there for that.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Wisconsin, I know this one. They do Jump Around,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
started the second half. Oh, Iowa, also another one thing to do. In 1979, Howard Fry, their coach, painted the locker room of the visiting team pink because he was a psychology major, and they learned that color dampens excitability and aggressive behavior. So they still keep it pink to this day.
That's cool.
Oh.
And before the final home game of every season, the seniors at Notre Dame sneak bags of marshmallows in the stands and throw them at each other throughout the game.
Yeah, I'm more about this like Inner Sandman, like singing that song, like a camaraderie with the
Well,
fans.
I just put that one in for Aaron. 'cause
Yeah, throwing you don't think throwing marshmallows? Is
Oh
fun?
wait, that's at Notre Dame. Does
Yeah.
it? Oh, y'all
put that
throw
in for you.
People put quarters into the marshmallows, and then you can really hurl them.
Oh, that's why you.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's why you've fallen so
yeah,
far
you
on the
gotta
ranking.
Yeah. You gotta, it costs you $320,000 to maybe damage a poor person again as y'all throw your quarter
Yeah.
marshmallows at the help, and then you go up and with your fathers and you live in your castles, and a guy's got just gashes on his eye.
Meanwhile, I'm walking through there taking quarters out of all the
Yeah.
marshmallows just to get some lunch the next
yeah,
day.
Yeah, must be nice.
Would you ever eat any?
Of course. I mean, you sneak
Yeah, a
some in. Of
couple.
course, you're going to eat some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
a couple. I mean, who's not going to have one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
Hopefully
bring
there's
two
not a
bags, one
quarter
for
in
eating,
there.
one for throwing?
Don't touch this one.
Yeah. You got this pocket's for my eating, this pocket's for my throwing. All right. We talked a little bit about college.
Yeah.
Somewhat. We talked about a lot of other stuff.
College Part 3 coming up.
Yeah.
We'll just keep going.
It's over. It's all right. We love you all. Thank you, everybody. I am going to be in Vegas. I'll be in Vegas September, something 11th, 10th, 11th, 12th, something like that. I want to say 10th. I want to say 9th, 10. I believe I'll be in Vegas. So if you're there, come out to that. And then we got the special taping. My tour starting back all pretty hard. So if you want to go check all that stuff out.
September 15th in Springfield, Missouri at Billiards, and September 16th, 17th at Helium in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I'm doing Zanies here in Nashville, September 11th Then I'm doing Off the Hook in Naples, and then Side Splitters in Tampa
Ooh.
that week. So
I don't really know what week we're on here, but
This will come out this week.
okay. I got a video that I put out that's a video of me doing a 5 o'clock somewhere full breakdown. Really great. It's on YouTube. You should check it out. And also, I'll be in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Comedy Zone.
Yeah. So you're going the viral route.
It's not, well, it'll be out
Yeah.
when this comes
Yeah.
out.
okay.
It's not out as of when we're recording.
Is it like when you shot it?
Yeah, it's got, it's about a 8-minute breakdown of me doing the song. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's
Yeah.
great.
It's
Yeah.
going to help your SEO.
Yeah. I'm
It
looking
is.
to get the SEO bumped up a
Yeah.
bit.
Well, you have an act.
Yes, I
people
do
can
have
watch
an
this
act.
when they watch this video, then they can
Yeah.
go see a great show.
Yeah, we're recording on Monday,
Yeah.
so you're looking it up on. It's not out.
It's not out
but
yet.
but Wednesday it will be.
Yeah, Lexington. Also, Lexington, Kentucky. We're shooting Greg Warren's special at Comedy Club off Broadway. It's September 29th, October 1st.
October 1st.
Yeah, October 1st is a Saturday. We're taping 2 shows. So come out to that. We'd love you there. I'll be there directing and producing the 800-Pound Gorilla. Greg is super funny. Everybody on the podcast, obviously, you've heard him. So come check that out. All right. We love you very much. Thank you. And talk to you next week. Nateland is produced by Nateland Productions and by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife, Laura, on the All Things Comedy Network. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland Podcast.